Hit it, Pearl.
Here we go. We're live. Let's give everybody a few minutes to come in.
I'll give him a few minutes, all right.
What up, my boy Eli, baby?
What's up, Patty? What's going on? How are you
I know
doing?
you stupid.
Jax,
What up, Jackie to the house? Bam!
player?
I'm trying to find the thingy. I lost it. I lost it.
I lost my thrill.
I think Eli done lost his
On the
mind.
very
Deal.
What up, Paranormal Third is in the house? Bam!
Brother, sure
Ain't
as
nothing
hell.
but a G thing, baby. I can't sing it, bro. You messed me up.
Do it.
What? No, I'm not in the moment right now.
Okay, ready? I gotta get myself in the moment.
Okay, you do the first part, and I'll do the second part. But I'm good. Wait, if I can get it right, there you go. Ain't nothing but you go. That's on you, bro. That's your part.
Who, me?
You made it up. So go ahead.
It ain't nothing but a GQ. It ain't nothing but a GQ, baby.
No, ain't nothing but the G thing.
Oh, it ain't nothing but a G thing, baby.
Hey, you taking my words, are you?
Is going crazy.
That's what I said the other day. Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Ain't nothing but a G thing in your mouth, turkey balls, dog.
Patricia. G, you better. G, why are you awake? I thought you was gonna take a little nappy nap.
Hey, he wants to see. He wants to hear about my death experience, bitch. Shut the fuck up.
Man, shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up.
Shit.
Oh shit. AAP raid coming.
Oh,
Hey, hello, AAP to
Damn.
the house. Bam.
Wait a minute.
What's up, Luke, my brother? Oh shit. There we go.
Oh,
All right.
shit.
Oh, I can say that. Eli's crazy.
Wait, let me get my shit. Hold on.
Do that again, Eli. Put some sunglasses on again.
Bam.
Bam! Eli's in the house tonight. And you know what, guys? This is going to be one hell of a journey because Eli's my man. What the up? Rob in the house. Bam!
On 3, Eli. Ready? 1,
Two.
2. No. The glasses, Eli.
Oh, yeah.
1, 2.
Mm.
We're ready. AP raid. Bam. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh shit! I can't see with them.
Oh, shit. Now Jackie's wearing sunglasses.
You see the difference between me
Damn,
and
y'all.
him?
Jackie's in the house tonight, too. Bam!
The difference between me and Eli, I make this shit look good. But I can't see. Hey, Rob, what's up?
What's up, Rob?
I said Rob was in the house. You didn't hear me say bam!
I couldn't see nothing.
Right.
A pow!
Kapow.
Bye.
Oh, man. Now I can see. I couldn't see before.
Y'all got me. Y'all driving me insane.
You have no idea.
Oh, my goodness. Here we go.
Shall we start?
No, we're waiting for AP raid, bro.
Oh.
Guys, in about a half hour, we're going to interview the man, Eli, up in the house tonight. Pow!
Hey, you can ask me like interview questions, like what we do. Oh shit! just get ready to hear the unknown stuff. So.
Rob's like, I make this shit look amazing. Just give it a minute. They'll be coming. Oh, here comes
She's
Purple
that
Lion.
weird. Learn how to spell, Jackie. It's R-O-B.
Purple line. What's
That's
up?
what I said, Rob.
You said R-I-B.
No, I did not say. Why would I say rib?
Look at it again, babe.
I can't spell. Rob knows. Rob knows I'm handicapped.
What up, Purple Crap? Purple Lions in the house. Bam.
Hi, Laura.
Everybody share, like this live. Let's get 100 likes on this tonight and share this bad boy out. Eli deserves all the likes in the world, guys. Let's share this. Let's bam like that.
Well, Jesus. Getting a little cray-cray. Rib Rob. Yeah, thank you, Rob. You know what I mean. Rob knows sometimes I'm mentally handicapped with the thumbs. I get to text him, bro, and then Google speech.
Hey, Rib.
Maybe he got some
Rob.
nice ribs. Leave Rob
He
alone.
probably does.
Must be nice. Rib
Scoot
Rob.
over Jason.
Rib Rob must be nice. I like that. I'm gonna call you Rib Rob from now on, Rob. What's up, Rib Rob? You know I'm talking to you when I say that'll be my own thing, Rib Rob. I like
Rib Rob.
Don't change your name to Rib Rob though. But I have an announcement today. My name is now Rib Rob. Thank you. Rob with the ribs.
I have an announcement. No one likes me.
Okay, hold on.
So, Jackie, I'm going to a location this Saturday.
Where you going?
Yeah,
we're going tight. He's coming. AP's coming. Barbecue ribs. That's what I'm talking about. I'm hungry. Shit. Now
He's coming on panel.
He's
barbecue
rating the
ribs,
chat.
yeah.
Oh.
You asked me.
Bam.
Bam, chakalaka, bam.
Boom shakalaka. Because I quote retweeted some shit. God damn it. Here we go.
I'm going to be leaving for the weekend, but we're going to the Glen Echo Park Saturday. Going to be an awesome video. Uh-oh, somebody's frozen.
No, it's not me. I'm not frozen.
Oh, I thought Jackie was frozen. Don't do that, Jackie. You stared me for a minute. You look like you're frozen, like you done freaking went into the movie called Frozen. That's cool, Rob.
I'll be there. Thanks for coming by and hearing my story. So, I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for coming by. This is going to be one hell of a night on this channel because this is going to be one interesting interview. This ain't going to be no interview like, always do. This one here, it's going to be all about Eli, and it's going to be about his life story and his experience of death. And I think this is going to be one awesome live. I really do.
Huh? Yeah, 2 more months, just till June. And then it's gone.
So I hope everybody comes here because everybody needs to hear what he's got to say because it's very important to me for people to come over here and you know what I mean, show Eli some love and some support. And if you guys have not subscribed to his channel, please do that because he is one hell of a dude, man.
And then, and also, like, if you have any questions, let me know in the chat and I'll answer them as best as I can.
Yeah, you can do that too if you want.
It's experience that only I experienced as when I went through when I died. And they said I died at one time and again. So it's something traumatic that I'm going through still right now. It's something that it's a memory to me. I don't actually gotta write it down. It's sort of like like extreme sort of like old times.
I would like to get like 300 likes on this, but I know that would be hard. But you know what I mean.
No, don't worry about it. We'll just do the interview. Don't worry about the likes. Don't worry about nothing. They'll come. Trust me. Trust me.
Just smash the like button, guys, and share this out for me. We'll be starting our interview soon. Right now, we'll just shit-shot until our time.
Yeah. I don't really do interviews. I really want to do one, but I don't know when. Hey, what's up?
Adventure with Nub. Hey.
No.
Bam.
Mainly
Bam. Everybody's coming in now.
Bam. A Band of Forgotten Whales. DLC. DJ Ghost. Happy Paranormal.
What's up?
Greg, man.
Greg Manley. What's up?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey, what's up?
Askins.
Johnny, what's good? WK Prospecting, Domo and Nene. What's up, my people?
What's up, Domo?
WK, Dragon,
Fire.
Everybody, thank you for coming.
Oh, DLC just dropped them up.
Oh, DLC, thank you. Is that DLC?
Yeah.
What's up, Kayla?
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Chris, English Prospector.
Yeah, Steve, you're such a sweetheart. Thank you.
Supernatural Lost Adventures.
Thank you, Bigfoot,
Canon,
MFL, Supernatural, Stephanie.
He said Scat Pack.
Bam!
Hey, J Luck, what's going on? Hi,
Sup, J Luck?
Stephanie.
Yeah, we can
Siren.
see you, Stephanie. Thank you for coming in.
Yep,
So,
we can
guys,
see
if
you, Steph.
you have any questions in the chat, let me know, and I'll answer as
Mr.
best I
Minix,
can.
what's up?
So,
Bam!
I know all y'all interested about about what's behind the veil. So,
Yeah,
I'll answer
16 in
them as
chat
best
so
I
far,
can.
girl. 16 in
Mhm.
chat. Oh, Nightmare just dropped to 20. Hold
Okay,
it.
WK,
Oh,
thank you.
cool, thanks.
Oh,
Ooh,
Nightmare! Oh my God!
damn.
Can do veteran. What is up?
Thank you.
Candy Veteran, what's up? Thanks for coming by.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Band and Forgotten. What's up, babe? How
Hey,
y'all
everybody.
doing?
How's it going?
Back
Back
row
road
hillbilly.
hillbillies.
What's up, sisters?
Wow, what's up? Thanks for coming. What's up, BNR Williams? How you doing? Thanks for coming.
That's so sweet of you guys. I love you all so much. Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Oh, we're doing good, man. We're doing good, and
I
I'm
think we're
kind of
doing real good.
I'm kind of nervous
PR,
about
what's up?
Yeah,
kind of
thanks
nervous.
everyone for coming. I appreciate it. This is
Don't be nervous, bro.
it's just a blessing.
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous because it's about
Thank you,
um,
AAP,
it's
for
John Francis.
coming.
I just never, I never
What's up,
thought I would.
Patty?
I just never thought that, like my experience that anyone would hear it, and it's kind of touchy to me because, like, I mean, everything I went through was just like so bizarre, and so I'm just.
Hey, hey Matthew. Hey,
Matthew.
What's up,
Jane.
John
And
Nice Journey too? What's up, Matt? What's up, Nubs? Dude, what's up? Where's my pizza, man?
Yeah,
It's a
where's
good
turtle,
one.
mine at?
turtle,
Shit.
turtles.
Yeah, AAP's our family as well, so I appreciate y'all coming in.
There you
Luke
go,
is my
Nubsy.
dude.
I sent you some turtles, and not turtle soup either, Matthew.
Hey, Ellen, what's up?
Hey,
Ellen,
1969.
Matt.
Hello, bam. Guys, let's get some likes. Let's get 100. Let's get 200 likes in here tonight, y'all. I know we can do it. Bam. Oh, AAP.
Damn.
Thank
Damn.
you so much.
Dropping the love.
John
Thank you.
Love,
I'm about to cry. Thank you, AAP. Doing the cool kids in the 20 club.
oh, shit.
Thank you.
Right?
Oh, man. You guys are such a blessing. It's such a blessing, man.
What's up, Nightmare? What's going on?
I know, Nightmare. The party is on. What the fuck? I got you. The party is on. Bam!
Right, Patty?
Eli better make me some damn pizza. Where's my pizza, Eli?
Hey, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Thanks, John. I appreciate it.
Thank you for the coming in, John.
Yeah.
Thank you for the like.
It's in the oven, Rob.
Hey, John. How are you? No turtle
Oh,
soup.
thank you. Oh, my God. Thank you so
Ooh,
much. Oh, my God.
damn.
Thank you, MFL. Oh, my God. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless y'all.
Must be nice. Yeah.
Must be, bro.
Must be
Mhm.
nice.
Thanks, AAP, for coming by. I appreciate
I
it.
love you too, AAP. Thank you, Alasta, on the fly. Thank you.
I lost you.
Wow, we love you too, AAP. Oh,
Oh, shit. What's up? What's up,
Making it
Trill?
yes, you can.
rain.
Thank you, Supernatural.
Wow, nice.
I'm going home.
Wow, shit. She says, I'm gonna cancel this live.
I'm about to cry. I cannot even believe this. Seriously, this is a blessing. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Oh, man.
Shall we start?
I know I rock shit. That's what that. Cause you know what? Bam! Rock, Patty, rock.
Bam. You're getting the love. Yeah, you
I
are
see that,
getting
Dragon. I see that, and I appreciate it. Oh, I love y'all so much. You guys are one of a
Guys are
kind, man. Y'all
amazing.
blessing. Y'all so kind and sweet in general. I appreciate it so much.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
without you guys. You know what? The hell with it. I'm going to be honest. If it wasn't for AAP getting me 1,000K, I would not be where I'm at right now. Ah, Jackie!
Y'all motherfuckers can't keep me out of the Cool Kids Club. Shit. Shit. So I'm saying. So I'm about to say. There. I'm
Luke,
in the club.
if it wasn't for you, I would not be where I'm at right now. I appreciate it so much, Luke. You're such a good
Hey,
guy,
Susan,
man.
what's going on? Thank you all for coming.
Man, look at the sea of 20s you got, man.
Look at that. Mm-hmm.
The sea of 20s. Can't keep me out of the Cool Kids Club. Shit.
Exactly.
AAP Mafia up in here.
Exactly.
That's where we're going to go like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right? Mm-hmm. Bam.
Can't see with those glasses on. Gotta go back here. Gotta
I
go Clark
know.
Kent.
Hey, Chris, what's up, babe? Oh, no, Patty. Patty never forgets AAP. Patty appreciate you, Luke.
Yep.
100%.
Yo, business. Don't forget who brought you there.
Oh, shit.
Just saying.
Luke, you will always be my brother. Always. Always. And I will come and meet you, too.
With her pudding.
Yeah, with the pudding. Now, don't forget, me and Rebecca are going to be in a pool with pudding. We're going to beat the hell out of Luke. Bam!
Bro, I can't help you with that shit. You're going to be on your own. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Just don't fight. It's best you just submit. Don't fight, bro.
Yeah, AAP will always be in my dream, baby.
Hey, Jax, do you mind if you drop my link in the chat?
I don't like you. Why would I do something like that?
Because you don't like me.
Yeah, you're right. Luke is yet. Because he's the one that got me monetized.
Yep, he's awesome.
I told you. She said, she goes, I don't know him. I said, but I do. So get your booty over there and go meet some new people. Shit.
And I did. And if it wasn't for Luke, I would not be monetized.
Don't like me. I said, give it 5 minutes. You'll be over 1,000.
Awesome.
She goes, are you sure? I said, watch. The magic will happen. And bam, it happened.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody needs to thank Luke because he's the one that got me the rest of my subscribers that I needed, and I got monetized because of Luke.
That's Eli's channel. I just dropped in chat. You know, I've known Luke over 3 years, and when I said, Patty, you were so close, I said you need that final push, and we were stuck. We were teetering with that, the 970, the 980. It would go up and down. I said, you need to go on over and then get you some new friends. Shit is what you need to do. And now look at all this. See?
Exactly.
The love. See, you spread the love. See?
Exactly.
I love you too, AAP, and I don't give a shit who gets mad or not. I appreciate Luke for getting me this way, and I always will. And Luke will always be a brother of mine, no matter what. I will die and still haunt Luke's ass when I die.
That's what I'm saying. Bam.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, just get ready. I'm gonna haunt all you motherfuckers. Okay?
I know, right?
I bet you are.
I'm gonna haunt every single one of you. Don't feel some type of way about it because I'm gonna do it anyway.
So Luke, when you hear someone say, "I don't need your turkey balls," these turkey balls don't mean a thing. I got neon blue balls running through my vein. Then you know that's me.
I still think you need to get those blue neon balls checked out. That don't sound right.
I think so too.
Bam! Susan's in the house. Bam!
Hey, Susan.
Hey, Susan,
Chris, and let's see who else is gonna follow him before we start. Let's see who this is.
Yes.
Y'all come to hear about the life and story.
Yeah.
The Book of Eli.
The Book of Eli.
You're exactly right,
Hey,
Treeland.
what's good, girl?
AP helps a lot of people.
Yes, he does. Oh, there's Nightmare. That is Vikings' other half over there. They have so much in common with their Norse.
AP for life, guys. AP for life.
Their little. What are they called? What a Futhart. There you go. If I said that right, I don't know. He's a little weird. Y'all are really weird with that stuff, man.
Yeah.
But Jason says he's Saxon. I'm like, you better hope you are. And when we do 23 me and me, don't matter if you're Polish. I don't want to hear nothing. He was like, kill myself. I said, you would, wouldn't you? He wants a Viking death. He wants me to set him on fire.
All right.
And float him down the river. I said, bro, we ain't got no rivers here. Man-made lakes. You go to one side or the other.
Jackie, You really didn't have to do that $20, but I appreciate it.
I know I don't have to do it, but I do it because that's what Jason and I do. We spread
Yeah.
love. If we have extra, we get it. You do it for me?
Hey, crazy girl. I know I would if you had it. Yeah, I would. 23 and me, it's just
Bam.
A DNA
right.
harvesting, it is. It is.
Yeah, Ryan's cool.
All right. So, Patty,
What?
what are we here for?
Huh?
What are we here for?
She forgot.
What are we here for? Well, it's not time yet.
Yeah,
It is.
it's time.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, all
Everybody's
right. Calm
already
down.
already.
Okay. All right, everybody. Welcome to Peppermint Patty's show. And I am live tonight because there's a special person that I truly love more than anything in this world on this
Except
panel right
AB.
now. And this show is about Eli family 1983. I said 183. Um, this is about his life death experience. So I want to welcome everybody for coming here for Eli. And Eli, thank you for coming so much. Thank you for coming so much. My God, I'm telling you,
Oh,
I
you're
cannot
welcome.
talk. Thank you for
Yeah.
coming up here tonight
Thanks for
and
having me.
sharing your life story with us. So let's get started. So Eli, tell me about why you name your channel that Eli Family 1983 and what your channel is about.
Well, it first started as a chronic pain channel or chronic health channel, and I really want to encourage people to come on panel and share their life experience with me and everything, and with my family on YouTube and everything. So then it went to just like talking about paranormal, and I've been paranormal for like 4 years. I've been well. This is a new channel, but um, I had it for like 4 years total, including with this one. And now I'm interviewing paranormal investigators, and also soon I will be interviewing people that passed over, and to talk about their experiences, like a person like me.
Person like him.
Okay, so this is not you. This is not your first channel. The other one was your first channel,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah.
What
So
happened to that channel?
well, I mean, after having COVID, my memory kind of messed up, and I couldn't remember the password to get into, so everything was thrown out of whack, and so I had to start a new one. Well, because after COVID, there was brain fog, there was tiredness, there was everything, but everything starts to come back and everything. But I just can't remember the password. That's what sucks about it. I was
And I had it
monetized
written
on this
down
channel.
somewhere and I couldn't find it.
I was monetized on that channel too as well, and it's hard to get
What?
monetized. Yep. I
You
just
would
never.
monetize?
Yep.
He had almost 3,000 subscribers, Patty.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my Lord!
But hey, what's all that matters is to educate people about the paranormal, and to share their stories on my channel, and for their channels to get out and be recognized, because that's all it's about, to help, not to get. I mean, God is good, and God
Oh, yeah.
always says, hey, you know what I mean? We're trying to be more like Him, you know.
Okay, so April the 3rd. If correct me if I'm wrong. Am I wrong, Jackie? That's the right date.
Yep, you're
What
right,
date
Dave.
is it?
April 3rd.
April 3rd of last year, right?
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
April the 3rd of last year, Eli was in the hospital.
No, it's still up. It's still up already, so it's just I can't log into it.
I mean, it's
Okay,
there, but we can't get into it.
right. So he was in the hospital April the 3rd of last year. We called him the C word. I can't say the whole word, so I got to say C word. Of course, y'all know what that means.
Cocoa Pebbles.
Mm,
So, Eli, tell me. I just want to
okay,
cry because I even think of it.
okay.
Uh, Tell me all about
Well,
that.
okay. April 3rd. Well, it started April 1st around there, and I got tested. I was sick for a whole week. April 4th came along, and my sister called the ambulance. So my lips were blue. I was tired. I couldn't walk or anything. Couldn't breathe or talk. Um, and so they called the ambulance and everything. I was talking to the dispatcher and everything, and I was almost gonna pass out because I couldn't breathe. And so, like, they came and everything. I was sitting on the chair, and all of a sudden the ambulance comes in. They helped me to the stretcher. I laid down. The last thing I was looking at is, my garage, and all I know is they're putting oxygen on my face. And so, all of a sudden, I was going to text my fiance and let her know that I was in the hospital because I couldn't breathe. So all of a sudden, I was out. They told me I had passed, and that's all I remember. My phone dropped and everything else. So, what happened next is, I mean, I'll tell you this: when you pass away, you don't remember anything. You just remember just blackness. It's a void. You hear people screaming, God help me," this, um, you hear people, you can see people, and you can hear their thoughts, you can see their thoughts. They know where they're going. They know they're going to be stay. Some are going to be stay. Some are going to stay in that void, and some people you can tell what they look like. Everything else, you could tell their sins. You could tell who they murdered. You could tell who they treated wrong. You see the whole life story, you know. And for that, it was gone for a while. People were just like, God, save me, and women blaming their moms. Oh, that's your fault. I did this. Blah 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 blah. So, all of a sudden, I heard a phone ring. That's what like it bring me back to my hospital room, but it wasn't my hospital room. I came back, boom. I was just balled up crying, and everything else. And I mean, with everything I seen, everything I heard, seeing everybody's life experience, and then a voice came over me, and said, "You're not going anywhere. You're mine." Deepest voice, and you could see his eyes blacker than black, and he was just lying. He goes, "Your girlfriend ain't gonna answer you um, because she don't love you, and no one loves you, and I told you were here to stay with me, and um, he was saying that he was showing me he was lying to me about the doctors checking my emails and all these doctors coming in and throwing me on the ground, and had me like shit on myself basically. Um, and you seen just doctors doing experiences. I've seen the doctors doing experiments on me. You know, he was just messing with some valve on the wall, and he was like, "Okay, you can speak now." And I tried to speak. Um, too many to talk about. Oh no, it you
Hey,
know what?
PPR. Hey, Ghost Chasers.
Tony, it's more like seeing their sins, seeing why they were there. Some know they're going to hell for a reason. They're stuck there. You know what I mean? Um, some were thrown into their own sin cell. That's what I call it, and they're stuck there, and they know they belong there because see when they're stuck in a certain spot in a cell, sort of like I can't remember what's it called, but it was like a cell to them, right? But then that cell is their life. Like they what they see in their cell is like their own world, how they died, how they treated, where they died at, how they treated people. To me, like if I was put on in a cell, I could see trees, I could see the sun, I could see everything's okay. They make you think it's okay, but then they attack you. I mean, even the trees were worms, snakes. Even the rivers were sand because hell's dry, you know, and it's repetitious. They know they belong there, but every person they treated bad or they killed or whatever, the demonic people, they put it they give them 4 times what they gave the person they killed. Like, I mean, they just rip them apart, and then all of a sudden I seen this person's skin go back to normal, and then they do it again but another way. You see this woman going into her house, and the furniture, they give it time, they play with their mind, and you see the whole furniture attack her. You know what I mean? The demonic entities attack her. And I was shown a lot of stuff like that. I was shown this big old nickel, like this was round, and I don't know why, I don't know what's it for, but you see those little judges thing where they put it down to hey guilty or whatever little. It was a huge one, huge nickel, and every person go there on top of the nickel and get judged and smash them, and then their bodies would go up like a human, like their normal self, and they would and one at a time would go on that nickel and just a slam, boom, just done like that, and then the whole muscles, their skin will go back to them, and then they would just go over and over, and they get killed over and over again. You know, I seen one where this lady and this kid, I guess somehow they had done some sinful stuff, you know, and the mom was just like, because the evil spirits were just like the demons were just like one looked like it was elongated nose like this, horns like this, and the mom was like, no, that's your fault. I'm here. That no, that's your fault. You know what I mean? And they were just blaming each other, and they just tortured them. They tortured them. They hung them up, and they just poked their insides. They would drop them on the ground. They're normal again, and then they would just poke their insides over and over again. Some were burning inside. See, with hell, it's more like you're burning. It's sort of like if you get like a little like one of those thorns in your finger, they hurt. Your finger will hurt constantly. It's like fire in your hand. It will constantly hurt. There's no water down there. It smells like sewerage. It smells like just death down there. You know, there's no escaping the pain. You know. So anyway, I went to my room. That happened. They threw me on the floor. I was on the bed. I see my own body just just dead, like on a ventilator. I was 15%. Doctors was just like, nah, he's not gonna make it. You know, and I know my mom had fought for me and everything else to keep me on the vent and stuff like that. So I would just go. Then I hear a voice sort of like in my mind, come here. So then I would go to one other place, and do a journal book. Yeah, I will, Tony. I was thinking about that. Um, but real quick with these visions though, they only last a couple minutes, but it feels like it's repetition over and over and over and over again. Okay, so I went from there, and then I went to a house, my brother's friend's house. They were cooking barbecue because I could smell everything, because you could 10 times smell everything. Um, so then all of a sudden, like, it was raining. I thought, I need to get home. It's late. Then I seen this guy come out of the freezer or fridge or whatever, one of those, and I seen them come out with my body. It still had the vent thing on my throat and everything. And then all of a sudden, like, he looks down like this, and he goes, look at me. No, I didn't want to look at him. So then, well, the voice, the way the voice sounds, it's like it's coming out in 10 times, 10 times. It's like 100 voices in that voice. You know what I mean? And then he looked down. I see my own self in a body bag. It was a black body bag. So then I went from that one to like someone attacking me, like it's like a big old container where they, it's like those containers, where they ship things from out of the country. I was in there, and there was a big old woman. She was like, "You're not going anywhere." Like, and I tried to find my gun because in that time I was a security guard. So I finally got out of there. To me, the store I was supposed to escape at through was like a what do you call it? It was like a Goodwill or something like that. So then I got out. Right when I got in the store, it changed to a parking lot. I start running and running. I don't know how I ran. I couldn't run. In real life, you can't feel your feet. Your eyes are guiding you where it needs to go. See, when you're dead, guys, like there's no, you don't feel your hands. You don't feel, and you're not thinking, oh my God, where's my hands? Where's my feet? Your eyes are just the ones that's, see, it feels like a magnet. If you don't want to go to a certain spot, you have no choice. Like, you're gonna go to that spot no matter what. You know. And I remember I ended up in one of those Nazi camp looking things. You know what I mean? Like, I was just right there. The walls were nasty. I seen like the Nazi people just sitting there in these little computer thingies, old computer stations. Um, and and they were just working on something. Then I seen this woman with this kid sit on the stool. And I said, I stayed in your life, deal with some stuff. It's okay, Ghost Tracers. Things were coming. So I'm kind of nervous, guys. I mean, so then I seen this woman, and she looks at this boy, and he's like, she's like, who are you? And I'm just like, what the hell? So then, like, all of a sudden, God transports me to somewhere else. Somewhere else, I'm on this bed. I knew this room. I knew this room. I looked up, and there was this like a circle, a little circle, like it's like a chandelier, and I see knickknacks everywhere. And this one nurse comes in. I swear, I noticed I've been in that room before, but I haven't. I mean, you can smell the hospital room like I am now. You can smell it. You can smell the machines going off. Like the vent and everything else. And all of a sudden, they're like, "Okay, we know what's wrong with this guy." Looking at the computer and everything else, and they're like, "Oh, something's wrong with his brain. Let's try this." And I'm just like, "What the hell?" And I seen this one nurse cleaning my bathroom, and I seen another one. The TV didn't work. Nothing works. There, but I swear I've been there. I mean, the people were nice at one point, but then the other people were not. So also I'm laying there now, and I wake up in this big old dumpster, and it was like a train station, and I'm constant, and it feels like I'm tied down because when you're in the hospital with COVID, you're tied down so you don't rip out none of the vent stuff. I didn't know that though. I didn't know what was going on, and I told everybody, "Help me, help me, help me, come and help me." Even the cops didn't help me. I mean, to me, I feel like I was sort of like in another country. So then I seen people just eating and just forgetting about me. So then went from there to someone. I was in someone's bed, with these other two people. I seen how they lived. They lived in one little room with two of the kids or whatever. It felt like that. So then I went outside, and outside it was more like a grayish. It was not the sun. You didn't see the sun. You just seen gray. And um, like I said again, you don't see. You just only see what's going on all around. To me, like I talk to people, dude. I talk to people, a lot of people. But when you talk to a lot of people, it's just like me talking to you, basically. That's what it's like. You don't see ghosts. You don't see how they died. You don't see, but they come up and talking to you. You know, um, and then all of a sudden, they're just like little visions. It takes me from one place. I'm this guy. I'm hot. And this girl comes in. I was driving a truck underneath um, one of those garages. And then I open the door. I'm seeing this from my eyes. I'm not the one doing it, but I see this guy doing it. You know. So he opens the door, and the girl goes, hi, what's going on? She was a Hispanic girl. You know what I mean? So I open the door and everything, and from the farthest distance, I see her boyfriend. The meanest eyes you can see, bro. Like, I mean, it was just unreal, man. It was the most scariest experience. Like, he just looked at me like he wanted to kill me. So I ignored him and everything, and I let the girl in. And all of a sudden, God took me to a house, and it was sort of like an adobe house, and I think Jackie can relate to that, you know. Um, and I seen everything inside and everything. I seen inside the bathroom and everything. So then God's like, "Come here." It's like, "Come here." He throws me to a bathroom. I knew it was a bathroom. I seen a shower, and then I have my laptop, but I can't turn it on. God said, "No, no communication." It's like God was just showing me through my eyes what I would go through. So then I would go what I would go through if I died. I would stay in my hell. So then I um I went out the bathroom, and I seen myself lay there. So then all of a sudden, I don't just these helicopters flying everywhere, and then this red light was just like everybody's just like, "Oh my God, we gotta go! It's emergency. We don't need to be here. Let's go." They forgot all about me, and I could hear my machine going off and everything. So I tried to fight to wake up, and I could not wake up. So then all of a sudden I go to one place to another. There's one place I'm laying there like this, and I can see my hole in my throat. It came off, and to me it's kind of crazy, but it looked like a popsicle stick. It was just falling out. So then I was just like, help, help, and then around the room. It looked like 1970 or like the 1970s. And they had a box with my name and my daughter's name, and one of those old filing cabinets, And then there was this big old window like that. I see my brother's kids. They're playing on some of their phones, Um, so then all of a sudden, they had left, and when the doctor was there, I guess he went to go flirt with this woman in the bathroom, and he comes in. He goes, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I could see Austin outside my window. And I said, "I could breathe. I could breathe." He never tried to help me with my. How did I know that I had a trait in my throat? You know. And so I see my mom just pacing around, out there in the hospital ward and everything. When is he gonna wake up? When is he gonna wake up? And then so all of a sudden it transport me to another place. There was this guy. I guess he was a fisherman. He had his nice boat and everything, and he had um he was fishing a big old hole in the ground, and it was iced up and everything else, and he was real kind to me, you know what I mean. That was sort of like heaven to me too. Um, and I met all his family, and he gave me a drink and everything. I couldn't taste it, but he gave me a drink, and they're all nice to me, talking and everything. And he looked down like this, and God just said, "Come here," boom, like that. So now I'm at this place where I'm talking to this guy, outside the hospital, and he's just talking to me, giving me drinks, and I couldn't drink because, of course, to me, I could. They were trying to make me drink and eat, but I couldn't. Um, so they try to get. They say, "Hey, you're not supposed to be talking to that guy. Come on." And I had no shoes on. They let me out there. So then in the window, I could see all these nurses looking at me. But to me, they were dead people. They were really curious. Why hasn't he passed on? And I was just standing there, and they were all just shaking their head, like, like, what are you doing here? Like. And so I actually walked in the building, and all of a sudden I'm hung from this metal bars, and they're washing me hot cold water, and you see these guys with black as eyes, and they're just laughing. They're like, you know, and I could feel the chains on my wrist. I'm hanging there. So all of a sudden they grab me. I remember looking at the clock, but the clock was just going spinning and spinning and spinning. And I hear my mom and my daughter and everything. I feel like I was in the courthouse. So then my mom was saying, "Man, I don't like how they're treating him. That's fucked up. We need to get him out of there. It's messed up. What's going on? What's going on? When is he gonna get out? So then he throws me in the cell like I was talking about, and he goes, "This is your eternity." But the voices sound like it's a million voices in one, you know. And all of a sudden, like I to me, I can't remember, but I think I was walking the hallway. I finally got out. I was walking the hallway, and it was sort of like pods. That's what I'm trying to say. There were pods everywhere, but it was a hospital.
Kind of like cubes.
Cubes, yeah. And everybody had their own cubes in hell. I seen a lot of people why they were there. So then I'm
Like
walking, and
like each one, Patty. Like it's
yep,
each cube is their own personal hell.
yep,
Like
yep.
this person goes through this doesn't mean the second person goes through
Mhm,
something else, so on and so forth.
mhm. And the reason why I'm talking fast is that's how fast it was going. It was a constant. You could smell the water, you could smell the sewage, you could smell everything, you know. And so so the next time, at I don't know if you want me to say this, but it's about Jason.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay, so at first I end up at this place. This black lady, she's right there. She's caring for me, but I'm thrown on the floor for some reason, and she looks at me, and I'm just like, where am I at? Why am I getting treated like this? And all of a sudden, I escape. I go outside. Remember, I had no legs. It's all vision. That's it. So I go out, and I see this big old huge rock, like a house, basically. So in this huge rock, I walk in. Man, the beautifulest water you can ever see. boats, man, it's awesome, little tiny boat, and it was just amazing, and I see I see a sun, but it was like their own personal sun. So then I see this Indian. He's really skinny, like dark, little tiny dark complected.
I'll be right back.
Okay, so I'm right there. He's he's looking against the wall, and or he's getting himself warm, and he tells me, "Come here." We talk for a long time. He's talking about like what happened, in Apache and everything else, days and everything. So all of a sudden, like the wall, it like just broke, and I seen the forest. It was beautiful. I mean, the most beautiful forest you could see. The sky was just beautiful. You know what I mean? Like it was the sun and everything else. And so then all of a sudden I leave there. So then I go back to my hospital room. It's sort of like a dance hall. You know what I mean? And my hospital bed is broken down. It's all the way down. It's all the way down where I could just slide off like that. And my leg was off the bed. And I remember my mom saying, "Are you gonna lift his leg because it's it's falling off his you can't control your leg because it was weak. It was my leg was weak." So then all of a sudden, doctor's like, "Oh my God, we're so proud of you. You made it. You made it." You know what I mean? Like and oh my God, and you're a big blessing to us, and then I have my AFO braces. I throw them on the stage because there was a lot of chairs up there, and I seen this one lady. She was giggling. She went out and she was flirting with this guy out there, and I see these nurses like passing by. There was always a window. If you see my video, that's how the video the window was. It's a video where I'm laying down, and if you slow it down, that's what I was seeing, the whole time. You know, and so I was I was seeing the window. I was seeing the walker. I was like, man, I need to get in this walker. I need to get out of here. I see my daughter. She was pacing around. She couldn't come in the room. So then, all of a sudden, that changed to being in a garage. When did that happen? What do you mean by that, Tony? So he took me to a garage. In this garage, I was flat on the ground. There's wires over my face. The same window I see right there, and there was this walker, and there was this Japanese Chinese girl. She straddled herself on me, and she was just ripping stuff out of my throat. She's like, "We need to get this healed." She sounded Jack Chinese. She's like, how Chinese women talk, like, "We need to get this out. We need to get this out. Stay still with the blackest eyes." Um, and then all of a sudden, like, I was just like hurting, man. He was just tearing me up, and I seen my brother's kids walking in the room, with their laptops. I was like, what the hell? And I remember always looking for my phone because it was always ringing. I couldn't look for it. I remember it was in the cabinet, but my mom and I went to go pick up my stuff and everything. But that's in real life. And so all of a sudden, like, the doctors come check on me. So then after that, I go to another one or another place where my hospital room's at. I'm in the country, and in this country, like, they every time I made a mess or shit myself, they would throw me into another room. They would clean me up, and I remember seeing like people. I remember seeing people. I remember seeing people like work like in the cotton fields, in the big old machineries and everything. And all I know is, to me, the workers were there to help out if they had nothing to do in their own personal time. So then my mom and my sister came out, and they helped me out. They helped me get out of there because they were mad because the hospital didn't tell them that they're taking them to their personal place. So then they were like, "Well, we'll call you, and then you can pick them up later." So then they took me to the living room where there's a TV, but they were watching like Crime Channel or whatever. That place was haunted or whatever it was. Um, and I remember seeing those little things where it lifts you from the bed, where you can't go, you
Hoyer,
can't
Hoyer,
move. Yeah,
Hoyer lift.
Hoyer lift. So I thought I was like in Canada or something like that, whatever. So I don't know why. So then I see my favorite foods that were on the wall and everything else. So I don't know why, but and then this I know this guy was an important guy. He was like a senator or something, and he goes, he's fine, he's fine. he's here for a little bit, don't worry about it. And then I see my daughter like translucent. She was laying there texting me on a laptop, emailing me. And that was true. I found out that was true. So so then I seen her. I missed her, of course. So then all of a sudden, like, um, this lady comes out. And he goes, "Okay, we found the problem. We're going to make a new throat." And she was showing me how she was gonna do it. And there was her daughter in there that I actually seen at the physical therapy lately. She was there. I don't know why she's there. You know what I mean? Because she was a part of, like my I call it my death state. She was there when I died. I don't know how. I just barely just known this lady. It's kind of weird. She wanted to be a doctor, by the way. Like I was talking to her the other day, um, that she wanted to be a doctor, but she didn't go that way. She went to physical therapy. So that was this. I had a conversation a couple days with her about that. Kind of weird. I didn't know about that. So then, she was working with her mom and everything, and all of a sudden, it was a nice house, like refrigerator, everything. I mean, I can imagine that already. She comes over with a popsicle. She goes, "You want one?" And how did I know? I say, "Hey, the doctor said I can't eat anything because there's nothing solid going down. They already put a tube in my throat, you know. So then all of a sudden, like, um, I got transported to back to a garage. In this garage, I was still on the ground. I felt a dog on my lap. He was just like like breathing like a dog. So then I got up. I seen washers and dryers in there. I've seen the TVs, two TVs. One was broken down, and then all of a sudden, um, I got up and something was mimicking my breathing. And he tells this lady on TV, "What the fuck do you want? Why are you here?" You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it was just it's wild. And so, like, after that, like, I I kept on going one place to another, and um, I I finally just landed on the floor. My mom was uh my mom was telling his daughter he needs a trade that's gonna help him out. The doctor was just like, mm, it's not gonna help him out. And I remember them talking outside in the hospital bay. I remember that. And well, I didn't remember. I was floating. I was seeing myself like sort of like sort of like where you're like this, like on top, and you're seeing them. You see what clothes your mom. My mom was wearing, my brother and my sister. I was out of my body. I was seeing this. What's up, Derek? Thanks for coming. Um, and so I know none of this is making sense, guys. It's just how what I experienced. Um, so then I was like this, and I see myself. There's a trash can in the back of me, and I was like this, and my back. I can't feel no pain. It was just like this, and I seen, and all of a sudden they were like, "Oh my god," you know what I mean? What are we gonna do? You know what I mean? And I seen this other lady that I'll tell you later in the story, and I was kind of upset because she was the one that, was doing another experiment on me, you know. And so I was laying in the river like this. I was about to go. I was about to go to the side. My family was waiting for me on the other side of the river. I was floating, and a big old hand, bro, big old hand just went like that, took me and landed me in this chair, this old chair, old sofa chair, and then there was things around me and everything else, and I was in a hospital room again. You know what I mean? And um, so, but with Tony, with that, you see everything like you're seeing now, like your dresser, and you see everything. It's not a spiritual world. You're actually seeing, what normal stuff. So then I remember I had the phone in my hand, and I said, "Oh, I finally got it." It was gold. The phone was gold, and I remember there was like all these antennas on the phone, and people were just like, "Oh wow, I can't believe it does this. That is amazing." So then I ended up. So I crawled myself on the floor into a chair again, and then all of a sudden, like, I ended up on the floor again, and to me, if there was always a cross in the wall in my room. And then I'm sitting on this chair, comfortable chair. I'm sitting here. You know, with those chairs that stick to your skin, on a summer day, whatever. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting like this, and I felt this loving presence pat my head and said, "Feeling is more intense there." It is, Tony. It is, and everything. The feeling of everything is just like, wow. You know what I mean? Like, it's just different realms. It is. So then they're petting my head and like, he's like, "Don't move." It was really soothing though. Don't move. Don't look. They're gonna take care of you. And I seen this cross. I seen my room. The way when I woke up.
But soothing in a creepy way, knowing that
Yeah.
it's not what it's supposed to feel like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's like they want you on their side.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how you're explaining it to
Yeah.
me. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
creepy soothing, creepy soothing.
Yeah. It was like, "Shh, it's okay. Don't move." And I'm trying to look like that, like where you're gonna get out fine. It's okay. It's okay. And I'm just like, huh? And then there's this marriage happening, this wedding. To me, it was a wedding. I met this guy, so I was sort of like this little thing on this little, where they find out what kind of what do you call it? What kind of disease, like whatever, the little scope thingies, you know what I mean? Like
Stethoscope.
yeah, yeah. I was like that, and he put me in the bag, and and I see this big old stadium. Someone that got married, and I met this guy who was talking to me, and all of a sudden, like I think I got out of it. I don't know how. It was visual. Remember, guys, everything was visual, and then all of a sudden I'm in the truck, and I see these in this. I see this picture of this truck. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, like, is these like hillbillies in the truck, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden, like I'm driving, I'm like, I got out of there okay, and I was just chilling there and everything. And all of a sudden, like I'm on the ground again, and this lady, the one I was telling you about the hospital bay that was spying, she put. I felt calculations over my body. She was putting liquid in my body, and I remember um, I couldn't move, and she put me on the shelf like I was some doll. And I seen all my family just go around. I seen everybody, and they were talking to me, Um, and all of a sudden I seen outside the window, and it was like sort of like Austin, so like it was snowing, like it's a whole new year, and everybody went to go have fun except me, And I was just like, it was sad, dude. It was. I remember there was a refrigerator next to me, and I was like, God, why me? Like, I mean, oh my God, what's happening with me? Like, it, it was devastating. It was lonely. It was, I mean, like, and it felt like I was stuck there. I was stranded, and uh, it's more like comfortable saying it was impressive, and I don't, um, and just proud. Yeah, there's a lot, like, I there was this part that, like I always ended up in this, but I went back to the place where they said I had brain surgery, and I was sitting on this bench, sitting there, and there was TV. It was on. But I don't know what I was looking at. I didn't care, and I was like, oh, I want to go to that bathroom. It looks nice in here. And then all of a sudden, this guy goes, hey, come here. And I was like, what? But he said it in that voice where there was like seven other voices in one. Hey, come here, come here, come here, come here. It's like, and then it was this shadow. It was up. It was like a nice courthouse, but it was a shadow in the distance on top. He goes, you grab this gun, like that. Like you grab this gun. All you got you know what I mean? In different voices, all one. And he says, you grab this gun and you kill this embassy guy, and we'll let you go home. And then all of a sudden, another gun, I thought I was wrong. All of a sudden, these police people show up, and they turn into these, yeah, ugly people. And they're like, haha, they're just laughing at me in different voices. But the laugh was like in different voices altogether. And they're like, you ain't going nowhere. And like it just dragged me on the ground. And um it it took me to it took me to it took me to a blimp. No, 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 no. It took me to a blimp. a big old giant blimp, but it was
Hmm.
it seen it like 1950s, like the
That's what you
cameras and
said. It was
everything.
like a big, like
Yeah, yeah,
Michelin
yeah.
blimp.
So then I said, "This is my time to escape," because they're having a big old gathering. I could smell the barbecue. I mean, when you smell food, it's like intense goodness. And I thought, this is my way to get out of here. So then I'm sitting there and I called the cops somehow I don't know, I don't know, somehow, and everybody got arrested. Cops started going in and everything else, and he was like, and all of a sudden I'm in a blimp. I'm like, I got away. I landed on the ground. My, it was a hospital, but it felt like it. I don't know why. I don't know why it felt like um, I was in like a postal office. I don't know why. I mean, and all of a sudden I went in. There's a lot of doctors going down the hallway. You know, my mom's there. She goes, "Shit, he's awake." Now I gotta go to work. Fuck. And I was just like, well, fine then. I'll go back fucking where I go. And all of a sudden, um, it's kind of crazy, Jax. Not to think about that.
I know.
I remember it's more like going back to that house that I was supposed to go to. It was a quick glance. And all I know, I was back there for some reason, and then before I went back there, he um okay, see you later, Rob. Thanks for coming by. It's so much, man. It's so intense, um, and I remember going to one place to another where I'm in some thrift store, and my mom goes, "Ooh, you made it home! You made it home! My God, nice to see you." I see my aunt that also had COVID. She died too as well, but she's out of the hospital already. She's recovering. But anyways, she was still alive at that time. Hey Randy, what's up? So, um, so I seen her and everything else, and she was like, "Oh my God, you're home, you're home." I see my friend, I see my older friend, and so we were talking and everything. He was sort of like a judge to me. He was sort of like standing on the like a pulpit judge, like you know. And I see my daughter. She was running around, and everything else, and um, I couldn't catch up with her. And there was this other female next to me I didn't really know. So I mean, everything was just like it is now. Um, I'm here. My pizza came. Oh, cool, man. There, damn you. Um, it just kept on. It just kept on going one place to another, and then I ended up in this white van. You know, in this white van. Um, I had got a biggest giant nail in my foot. I couldn't get it out. I couldn't get it out or get away from it. And then all of a sudden, I ended up in this big warehouse, and there was a fire or something like that or whatever. And this rich lady was over to blame me for it already. Whatever. There no pizza. Yeah, I know, no pizza for me. So they saved me and everything else, and um, but the pain was so intense. I was so hurting. When I was gone and everything else. When I remember seeing my body, and then it just kept on going to the hospital, going back to the hospital room, and you could see like I was laying there, and I was seeing all the maintenance people go around and everything else, and you could tell the type of people they were by just looking at them. You know what they did in life that was bad. You know what I mean? Even the doctors. You know, even the nurses that when all those nurses that I seen, I woke up and I see that I seen them. I seen them there. And um it was just wild. It was a wild experience just seeing everybody when you woke up. And when I woke up, I've never seen this. Oh man, it's crazy. Seeing my mom there, and they're like, "Can you move your legs and feet?" It's crazy. And I was still going through delirium. And so then I fell back to sleep. I was asleep, and I went back. It's crazy. I went back, and I was laying there, dude. And all I know is, you know, um, I seen this guy. I seen this shoe. It was brown. It was a brown sandal, but not like these sandals they have. And I was thinking. Then he goes, "Get up, it's God, get up." And I was like, "No, no, no." I was like, "I'm tired." I was like, putting my hand back like this, and and so, yeah, I was like, and he goes, "No, get up. You have to get up." And so all of a sudden, like, like I hear this tribal music with those recorder horns, from like, and so I hear that it was all mixed in with some beautiful music, like, and he shows me this cloud, my mom and my uncle, they were trying to talk again or whatever in life, and she kept on walking away from me, you know what I mean, and so all of a sudden, like, he was like, "Are you ready to go home?" And I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Are you ready?" And all of a sudden, I was thinking, he kept on going further, further, further away. So, like, and and so all of a sudden, like, I woke up, and I just didn't want to watch TV. I wanted to watch something funny for once, because what my experience was. There was one thing I left out. I remember. Okay, there was this guy. Okay, before I go on, before I end it, there was this guy. He uh he was it felt like he was coming back from his daughter's birthday party, you know, and in his birthday party, I felt like he was did something wrong. You know what I mean? And so he got out of the car. He died of a heart attack. He kept on going to the car, dying. His face was just like, you know what I mean? He kept on dying, going back, dying, just constantly. So then he goes, "Well, you see that? This is the reason why he's here, like, because of that. So then all of a sudden, it took me to another place where people were just working on a big old computer, and there was this two spirits that were there. You know what I mean? And one little girl was white, one the black guy. He was big, but they were walking constantly in the garage. You know what I mean? Like, I still have everything, meaning, memory, feeling when you came back. Yeah, well, Tony, everything in that dream has came true already. You know, I'm just saying, and I remember, and then also there's another one where, um, uh, I'm floating on the top of my room, my living room, and there was this girl with brown hair, and he goes, uh, and she goes, "We're just talking like normal stuff," and I was like, "Oh, I'm finally home." He goes, "You're not home." He goes, "You'll be home, but not right now." And everything was dark in the background except the kitchen. Everything was just gone, like everything, you know. But then, like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I mean, like, kids. I mean, when it comes down to kids, the kids ain't the kids. When like if they die when they're kids, they're still innocent. They don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like I was explaining, there's more to explain about that. They go to heaven and stuff like that. It's like people that commit suicide. You know what I mean? Like, because they're not mentally right. God knows they're not right in the head. They go to heaven. You know what I mean? And um, I was seeing for this one guy. He died and came back. So I was interviewing him too. Soon too, and how he explained it is when the normal person that doesn't have mental problems, they got 30 seconds, a little bit more, 30 seconds to say, "God, forgive me, let me into your kingdom. I don't know what I'm doing," and God will talk to him. God will, you know what I mean? Like, but I didn't experience what heaven looked like. I didn't see the pearly white gates. You know what I mean? Like, all I know is torture's torture. You know what I mean? And to me, that was torture. Some things weren't torture. I remember I was laying in this hospital room, and this thing, I call it a thing said to me, "Get up from the hospital bed. I want you to go. I want you to go into a gas station bathroom, and I want you to, um, I want you to go kill somebody." You know. So then, also I'm laying there. It's dark. I see a lot of windows. This nurse comes up, checks on me. She was talking to me about normal stuff. And, and I was just like, what the hell? You can smell the hospital room. You can smell everything around you, you know. But I mean, there's more to it. There's more things that, like, I can't really say. Um, but I woke up and I remember looking around, see my mom, and she was like, A friend loves you, kids love you, and everything else. And I was red flag, red flag, red flag, because um, I say it like this: everybody that loved me was against me. They were trying to kill me with other doctors' help, and they were trying to cover up shit. Everybody was covering up my murder. They were involved with doctors saying that do this for him, do this for him. You know what I mean? Like, and somehow I exposed them. And you're like, darn, you better do the journal, please. Tell us.
We're talking about it because Eli. We're talking about doing it because Eli can explain it and I can write it. So I mean, because I know in detail some stuff he's not going to say, but we talked about writing it down, and because I'm better with writing, he can tell it as I write it, and that maybe one day it might help somebody else, or down the road he's had the same experience.
Yeah.
But we've talked about it, and I think one day we will. One day we will, when he says, "Okay, let's write this. Let's put this shit on paper."
If you have any questions, let me know in the chat.
Yeah, if y'all have any questions, Patty can put them up.
it's more like a memory, but some of it's going, some of it's like like I forget about it, and sometimes it comes back to me. Um, so then I wake up, my mom's there, I was like red flags, red flags. You know what I mean? Because I'm just like everybody was out to get me. You know what I mean? Like, and um, all of a sudden, like, I see my room and everything, and like I was saying, I was still not there. I was still, and I was still under all that medication and everything else, and or thanks, Randy, I appreciate it. And then I still seen like Fran, like I still see her saying, "Oh, go to the store, get whatever you want," and then like this woman was buying things, so actor or whatever, and then I see her walking with three other guys in the road. This is when I'm awake. This, I'm still hallucinating, and I just wanted to lay with her on the ground. And I remember seeing being on this, those airport things where your luggage is there and everything. I remember I was laying there like this, and this one nurse said, "What are you doing out of bed? Why are you laying on the ground?" And I'm just like, and then she lifted me, put it on there. And I remember seeing this. I had a goatee like this. I don't know. I think I was in the delirium still. Had her cut it off, and I said, "Can I see in the mirror?" And it wasn't real. Like, I couldn't talk because I had a trait right here that helped me feed my that it helped me for not going hungry. I lost 80 pounds. And that was all water and muscle loss. That I lost. Um, so I remember, man, I was so thirsty. They wouldn't give me nothing. So they would clean my room out. I would go to another area. This is when I'm alive. And I remember everything was going off, all my machines. And the nurse said they were doing the tray thing, and I was watching the 700 Club. Don't tell me why. They just had it on there.
Jesus, that's why.
Yeah, yeah. And so I was watching that. And I was like, well, I want to go on TV. I want to tell my experience. And all of a sudden, like, the machines are going off, and this lady goes, "I'm not going in there. Every single time we take them out of there, the machines are going off." So then, like, you need to go in there. So they put me back and everything. And then, like, light switches were just like this. They were going off like this, like all in a row. The machines were going off. And then, there was this one day I was up, right? And the electricity went off. This is when I was awake. I was watching some movie, but they had me knocked out. So I was just like, I didn't want to sleep. For that whole month, I didn't want to sleep because I thought I would die. They had to put me something to put me to sleep. Not to go to coma, but sleep. And I was like this. I was wide awake, seeing the nurses go through, and I was like, I want to get on that walker. I want to start walking again. I mean, God, I want to do that. And I noticed my arm was weak. I'm doing it now because I can do it. My right leg, oh my God, I couldn't even lift it. Now I can. And I remember, then everybody disappeared. Maybe I don't know. I couldn't see no nurse. There was always a big window, but there was always a nurse, a guy. There was a male and a female. And so, um, and so I was like this, and all of a sudden, how the electricity goes out, but and I thought, hello. I didn't say anything. I couldn't talk at first. I was like, what the hell? And then this little girl goes, "I'm here." And then you feel something sliver. You sound like a snake sliver. And he goes, "Don't you see me? I know you do." And I was just like, "What the fuck?" And I wanted to have something to drink so bad. I remember thinking I saw like two waters near the window, and I always seen a cross there. Always seen a cross. Like going back to God. He's so amazing. You know, I mean, just to hear His love and the feeling of God. I mean, He's passionate. He's loving. He's caring. I mean, like, and I remember Frank came to see me. I remember, and I was pointing at the window. I was like, those waters. So we went to HEB the other day, and I was like, those are the waters that I was talking about, that I was seeing visual, and I never had that kind of water. I wanted something to drink, but they only give me, what they wash your teeth with, the hospital. I don't know if you guys know that, but they're like, the only thing you can suck on, because we're worried about you might choke you. And I remember them doing a little, like a cleaning thing, it's like a little sack, but it's getting all the infection out. And I remember coughing. I heard coughing even when I was laying there. I was like, I was still I was still breathing, but the hole was open still, and it was just a weird voice, because the air was there, and it was coming out, but you could still hear it. It was scary, man. It was scary. It was really scary, and I was glad to be alive. But the pain for the treatments, man. I was done. I was gone. I mean, I thought this. Did you ever see a stroke? No. I was like, okay, cool. This lady brought a little tube. It's called a mirror. They put right here on my throat, and you could talk through there. You know what I mean? And you hear my video, guys, if you guys don't mind, and that's how I sounded. And it's like, well, I don't need it no more. Like I walk with my elbow crutches or canes. You know, um, and this sort of like it connects right here. Well, it connects right here, and you walk with them. And I'm trying. And so what I got out of that, like a month before I got COVID, I went to check for diabetes. I didn't have it. I was normal. I came back. I have this on. It checks my blood pressure and everything, my sugar and everything. Um, and my foot now. I don't know if you saw that video, but every time I walk, it slants over, and they're worried about it's gonna break it. So they're gonna put some kind of brace there, because I wear some other braces right now. Was there ever a feeling of knowing all, so to speak? Like I came back as of knowing. So like I don't know what he means by that.
A feeling of knowing all, like
I
so to
do.
speak,
I
like you
do.
knew a lot, you knew all everything. You
I
were
do
like,
everything.
you know it
Okay.
all.
It's like when a parent investigator, when I interviewing somebody, right? And when he's talking about, oh, there was this kid spirits, I have to say, I always have to say, there's not. It's that feeling of saying, that's not possible. That's not possible. You know what I
Eli,
mean?
I got a question for you, real quick. Are you comfortable with talking about this?
Yes, anything.
I'm actually glad, because I was getting nervous that you wouldn't be. So I appreciate you coming up here talking about all this. I really do, man, because I just feel, I know how you feel though, but I feel for you.
Hmm.
I want to cry because I just think it's so awful. Because when Jackie told me about it, she called me and she said, "Oh my God, Pat." I said, "What?" She said, "Eli's in the hospital." I said, "Huh?" I said, "Well, what happened?" And she told me. I was like, "Oh my God, are you serious?"
Hmm.
Eli, I didn't know you. I didn't think you were going to make it, man. I was worried.
Hmm.
Jackie was like,
Oh,
"Oh, he'll be okay."
it's um, it's something that like it's something that we don't know that
Right.
we're gonna come back. You know what I mean? Especially in that void. You know what I mean? Like, and
Okay. I don't want you to get upset with me when I'm about to ask you. Man, this
sorry,
is
sorry.
this is hard. How did you feel when you know and come back? How? I mean, was it difficult? Was it hard?
Oh,
Was it?
oh, when I came back, this is
Yeah.
what I'm gonna tell you. Okay, I was sitting there, right? I was gone at that time, and this nurse, she had jammed the door, and I see my family. They were taking me to another place because they actually couldn't let me in. But to me, it was just like it was like a chapel, sort of like, like and all of a sudden there was like chairs everywhere, and there was I tried to get up, I couldn't because in real time I couldn't even get up. I couldn't even get up like that because my butt wouldn't get up from the chair, you know. And then I sat down, and all of a sudden, all these cockroaches start coming out of my mouth, just like that. And then that's when I woke up. So I mean, that's the time. It's just like, ugh, because because I think at one time I remember did waking up, and there was this tube. I could taste it in my throat,
Oh
and
man.
because they have well, in realistically they put a throat to help you breathe. And I don't remember fighting the doctors for that. And I remember you could just taste the thickness of the thing. Um, and I do remember that for a second. Then they put me out. You know what I mean? Like, and uh,
Eli, how long was you in a coma? Was you in a coma?
for a month, induced
You were in a
coma.
coma for a month?
Hmm.
Okay. If I can ask, I would be. I mean, I'm just a little nervous right now. I'm sorry.
Well, hold
Um.
on, real quick. When you say that, every time I talk about this, my when they couldn't give me water for that month of food, my mouth's dry. So everything's coming back to me. So if you don't mind,
Everything. Okay. So when
for
you
the
was out in that month, you said a month, right?
uh-huh.
Okay. What did you remember when you was out for that month? What did you remember seeing or hearing, or if I can ask?
What do you mean, like after?
You, when you was in a coma for a month, you remember what did you see anything or hear anything? You remember?
I remember everything. I remember everything like it's
That's
tomorrow.
what he's telling you. When he look when you die,
I get
when we
that. Yeah.
die, uh,
Oh, oh.
our sense of time is hourly, hourly, hourly.
Yep, yep.
When we die, 5 minutes could be 50 years.
Hmm.
Spirits don't have the same. They don't work on the same time frame we
Okay.
do.
Okay. It's like this. It's like when you die, let's say you're here, right? You got all your nice stuff. You got your ice, your drink. You got everything. Okay. You forget about everything. Your family, you forget you. Well, you don't forget you don't think about, oh my god, I'm gonna cancel when I die. Or
Right,
I'm gonna float when I die. I'm gonna do this.
right,
You forgot about YouTube. You forget about everything. Your mind's just like you know you're you, but you're just looking, you're observing, but everything's 10 times you're hearing, everything's 10 times what you see.
right,
You know what I mean? I mean, you're not worried about, oh my God, someone help me. I mean, you're just worried about your surroundings. That's all you're worried
right,
about.
right.
If you know what I mean.
So when you woke up, thank God you did. Because I was worried. But when you woke up, what was you feeling when you as soon as you woke up?
When I woke up, I was sort of like, trying to wake up, and I didn't know what was happening. When I died in that ambulance, that's all I remember. Waking up and just like, what the hell? I mean, I did experience heaven and hell and everything, what my hell was, but I remember just waking up and going, what the hell? I was going like that or whatever in my other hand because this one was just shocked; it wouldn't even lift, and they were telling me what happened. That was put in the induced coma and everything else. But to me, oh, real quick, going back to when I was dead, I remember my mom telling me, you know, you got COVID, but you're at the hospital. You got hit by a car. That's the reason why your legs like that. But then it didn't happen like that. I don't know why. It was told that's the reason why my arm was like that, my leg. I mean everything to me, yeah, like Jack said, your time and space is different. You know what I mean?
Right,
You don't think all the time is it. I did see a time on the wall, but it was going fast like that. Your whole man. You're not thinking about, oh my God. Okay, I did. When I woke up, I swear to God, I said, man, if I had this phone, I'm going to put this shit on YouTube. I did say that. I did think about that when I couldn't talk. I was like, I want to get the phone. I was talking to, there was one thing too. I did appear to my fiance. She was sitting in bed, and I remember peeking around the corner, looking at her, and she told me too. She experienced that. You know what I mean? You like guys, when someone dies, they're always there. They're always looking after you. Some pass on. Look, I'm not saying that there's not ghosts around there. There's not evil stuff, but you know what? When you're dead, like I said, when you're dead, you die. You're dead. Death. That's it.
Right.
I mean, you die in your spiritual self, in your spiritual soul. When you're in hell, you die. You die in your spiritual form. You know what I mean? You die
Right.
who the person you are. There's no. Oh my God, I'm young. No, you die the way you are.
Right.
You know what I mean? But all the pain goes away. But when you come back, it comes back. Your pain just is there. You know what I mean? And um, but yeah, it's a struggle still because sometimes you wake up in the morning and you're still tired. There's times I just like sit there for the longest day and I'm just like, damn it. Um, I've been doing good. Like I mean, my breathing okay. I'm gonna go check my lungs out. It's normal, but thank God because of that. Um, my legs kind of getting stronger still. You know what I mean? Like, and it's there. I'm walking on it. I can walk with my canes and everything. Got rid of my walker. It's probably in the garage somewhere. So,
Can I ask you, when you? Oh, I hate saying that word, but when you,
when I died of COVID,
yes, did you
hey Nicole,
did you see the light?
darkness. I say, look, I'll say it again. You're in a void. There's people all around. You see their lives flashing. People's lives are flashing in front of you. Why they're there? You know you're there for a reason. Your soul knows it. You know what I mean? That's all you see. But some people's experience are different. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? Like, who's that one guy I was telling you about? K guy,
Mm.
that guy K. Um,
Oh, Neil K.
yeah. I sent him an email. So, someone's gonna get back to me. Or will be on his channel soon.
Hey, Tim. What's
So
up, Nicole?
they have a lot of people that died and just they experienced different things. They seen God, they seen everything, and they seen how the world was made and everything else, and I mean what things look like down there and everything else. Worse than my experience,
Yeah,
you
I
know what I
watched.
mean?
I
And
watched a guy Eli told me about to watch, and I watched his, and
So,
he saw.
Eli, do you have any advice? Anything you want to say to the people um, that ever come across? Ever? I'm not gonna say the word, but you know what I'm talking about.
okay,
Uh, Steve Word, if you have any advice for people that ever come down with it, what would you tell them?
Don't wait so long to go see a doctor.
yeah, get the jab. It's worth it. Wow, I haven't got my booster, but that booster thing, but don't worry about that shit. But whatever, you know what I mean though? Look, I say it like this, be right by God. There is a God. There is a God. There is, not gonna give him credit, but there's down there. But I tell you like this, like you could be tricked because there's remember I was telling you about those people that went on the show, and um, this guy he died. He go because the devil is sort of like a light because he used to be an angel, and he could trick you. He can send your family members that ain't your family members that are they're demons, and they could look regular. You know what I mean? Like regular, like family members, and they can say, "Hey, come with us. It's okay. Everything's fine." But they're really good. They're really taking them down there.
And
It's
it's
like
not. It's not like brimstone and fire either. It's
it's
just
not.
another
Hey,
part of
David.
a world. I watched another guy. He was the same thing as Eli went through, and this guy said that he 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 he, he he lost his grace from God when he was
They
alive,
do. They do.
and he died, and he went up, blah blah blah, and God's omnipotent, so God had this hood over his head. He said, and he didn't see his face, but I guess in a way God wanted to teach him that when you fall from my grace and you don't believe in me, then this is what
There's a
happens.
God. There's
So
a
he
God.
went to this other world, and all he kept saying in his head was Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. This guy was
Mhm.
taking him, this person was taking him from place to place. This guy even saw Adolf Hitler in a box getting murdered over and over and over and over and
Now,
over
now,
again.
when you're in the void,
Gassed.
when you're in the void, you hear people. I mean, you can say, "God, help me as fast as you can," because you're in this blackness, and I mean, oh, it's like me. I was just like, "God, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, God, please, 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 please." In your mind, when you've seen everybody else's life flash between your eyes, knowing there were kid killers, there were all kinds of killers in there. There were all kind of rapists. Like mothers and parents killing kids. You could see what their life was like. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is be right by God, man. Be right by God before you die, because I mean, I'm not preaching, but at the same time as this shit's real. You know what I mean? When you go, you're not worried about your computer. You're not worried about your phone. You're not worried about if you're going to McDonald's tomorrow, Taco Bell or whatever. I mean, you're not worried about your girlfriend, but you see them on the side, but it's not really them. You know what I mean? I mean,
And in a form, they say, demons is, yes, it's a Hollywood word. They're not all like, I mean, Eli's seen some pretty creepy people, but if you think about it, um, why would why would if it's the devil, let's just say for argument's sake, why would he want to look so scary that you wouldn't want to come with him?
yep.
Wouldn't he want his world looking fabulous and green and lush and this and that? And he says, oh, if you stay here with me, this is what you can have. But God's offering the same thing, so you have to decide which one do you feel probably more comfortable in, because if this is say if Satan's like, I want these 20 damn people, he's gonna make it look so damn enticing that you're like, I can get
Yeah.
that here and I can cheat a little bit. That's what he saw.
Exactly, Ginger.
That's what Eli saw. So basically, you know, you see God and you see the other side, which is hell, but
Mhm.
it's not fire and brimstone. Why? I say it like this: if you're Satan and you want people, why would you make it scary? You would make it nice and green, animals, houses, you would make it enticing for the one to say, well, God's offering the same thing, but I can get away with a little more stuff here. That's
Mhm.
what this person did with Eli. This person that I watched on this channel on this YouTube. I'll have to drop the link for everybody. I have to find it, but I've listened to the whole thing. It was very very interesting. I mean, not only when you die. I mean, some people have past life experiences, like Christy Blackwell. Her husband, same experience, just like Eli. They went to the air show one time. He got into the helicopter. He flew it and he landed it. And he's never flown a helicopter before in his life. How did he know how to fly the helicopter? He he said he could smell the burning of the he was in the Vietnam War. He's not old enough to be in the Vietnam War. He carried all the soldiers that were wounded. He could hear the bullets. He could smell the smoke. He could smell everything. How do you explain that unless you either had past regressions, past life? And I know Eli died. So if anybody out there thinks it was just delirium, there's only two ways a person can be in your house:
And delirium is
physical or spiritual.
you know what delirium is when you're out, when you're awake. I know what delirium
Yeah,
mind.
the meds are starting to wear off. I can tell you this much. I do have a video, and Eli has finally actually got to really, really see it.
Mhm.
Eli was sitting in my living room and I was speaking to him.
It was funny, like, cause this is when I was passed over, and I was seeing my mom's. It was different how the room was set up, the living room,
Probably not,
but
Randy. Commonly you couldn't, but it's kind of
no,
that kind of way. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, and so when I moved out of my room, my sister took over the room, and I remember looking down those boxes, hospital boxes, and those on the floor, and I remember saying, "Man, you know what I mean? I felt a type of way, but I knew I was moving on with my life. You know what I mean?" And um, oh, thank you, Ginger. Thank you. Um, so then she bought me all this clothes. I don't wear clovers. I used to when I was a kid, but all this new she did that, and it came true. There's a lot of things that came true that already passed. You know what I mean? I found out some fucking fucked up shit about some people.
Eli's never been in my house, and he can explain the bat. I have a vanity area, then it goes into my bathroom. I have an ensuite. So he's like, I was doing something one day, and I was on the camera with him. He goes, "I've seen that before." I said, "What do you mean you seen that before?" He goes, "I've seen your bathroom before." I said, "You peeping?" He goes, "No, no, no." He said, "I've seen it before." He's seen the couch he was sitting on as he was talking to me, and that night we got the video. Jason says, "Babe, you need to come over here." And I'm sitting in the middle on the couch, and I'm chilling.
It looks like a skeleton to me.
Not more. It's just your face. It
It
doesn't
looks
have the body, but it's got a red light
Yeah.
on it because Jason had the red light for the spooky effect.
In your chair, in
Mhm.
the sofa. That
Mhm.
was, but it was beige. It wasn't dark.
No,
But
but in your what you saw was beige. I have a leather brown a sectional. It's
Mhm.
like a
it's in that
playpen.
same spot. It was like,
It freaked me out. And not only did I see it, Jason saw it. My son saw him. My grandson saw him. My grandson comes up and he goes, "Hannah, this is Eli." I said, "Uh-huh." He goes,
I
but
want to say I believe Eli
hold on,
100%.
Patty. Hold on, real quick. I text Vale. I said, "Vale, please tell me something. How is Eli in my house and I'm able to talk to him?" She goes, "I only know two ways, spiritually or physically." He crossed the veil to come there. He was sitting on my couch telling me he was tired and he wanted to go home. I said, "Oh, I know damn right you're going home. We got shit we got to do, bro. You ain't done yet." I would have went to the depths of hell to pull him back out. I would have went to the depths of hell.
oh wow,
April 3rd, I did not know if that was April 2nd, I should say. April
wow.
3rd, I talked to him in the morning. I did not know if that was
I
going to
know
be the
that.
last time I ever spoke to him again. We knew nothing. Ron and I were,
Ron.
and Jason. Jason got here April 5th. We hadn't heard from Eli for days, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, maybe a week. Ron, I don't remember how long it was. It went so fast. So Ron sent a police officer to the house. If we didn't do that, we never knew he was in the hospital. We knew nothing. So I called the hospital. I must have called that hospital 20 times before they gave me the answer I wanted. "Ma'am, we can't give you any advice. We can't give you we can't tell you. We can't tell you." I said, "I'm going to keep calling until I get one of you people to tell me what's up." So she goes, "All right, I can tell you." I finally got one that would tell me. She goes, "You keep calling from Arizona, right?" I said, "Uh-huh." She goes, "What is your relationship?" I said, "He's my best friend in the world. He's my brother." She goes, "Okay, I can tell you this. He's in ICU. He's got double pneumonia." And at that moment, I made the live stream to correct some people's opinions about Eli being 1 foot in the grave. So I went on there and I said, "He's got double pneumonia." My mom has the lowest immune system in the world that I know of. She's got COPD and never smoked. If my mother can survive double pneumonia, I knew Eli could. And my mom survived it 3 or 4 times. My mom's in the medical field. Ron was in the medical field. I was in the medical field. We all put our heads together and said, "Look, it's going to take him time to come out of this." It was a long road. He still has a road ahead of him. But you know what? He's sitting right there. He's sitting right there. And I even told Ron, I said, "Ron, I will look, if he ends up in hell, I will go there to get him and pull him back out." I know to no end I would have went. And like past lives is what I'm saying. Like I knew Eli in a past life. He was my brother then. How what year? We don't know. It's a familiar thing. I dream something, he dreams almost the same exact thing. Sometimes it's the same exact thing that's pretty freaking weird. He goes, "I got a dream." I said, "Well, what happened?" He goes, "She tells me." I'm like, "Shut the hell up." So here's a for instance. I talked to my daughter a couple weeks ago on the phone, and she was thinking about putting my oldest grandson in public school. And I said, I'm not feeling that. There's too many guns, too many, kids getting shot up, and school, they go in schools and they light schools up. So Eli calls me the next morning and says, "Dude, I had this weird dream. There's this big building. It was a school, and somebody came in there with guns and was shooting people." I said,
Dream, yeah.
and I didn't tell him about the conversation I had with my daughter because it was that night. I didn't talk to Eli until the next day. So it's there are things that, I mean, things are like, we have this, people are like, "Oh my God, you're like this, you're like that." No, he's my brother. So therefore, my brother then, my brother now,
Mm-hmm.
We just know things. Like,
Mm-hmm.
for instance, I can mute myself and he can be doing something and he'll be talking. I'll say, and like, for instance, one time I said, Eli, don't say it. And I heard him say, don't worry, Jax, I won't. I'm like, how
Mm-hmm.
did you? He goes, you heard me? He goes, yeah, I heard you. But I
Mm-hmm.
was muted. He goes, I know.
That happened recently too.
It happens a lot. A lot. I will notice that he's on mute or I'm on mute, and I'm
Okay,
like, oh
Ron.
shit, it
Get my pizza
happens.
money then.
Ron, it's gonna take 300 years, bro. Maybe
Oh,
4 for him to get there.
what of now I feel like a sense of knowing now. So like because every time if people could tell me, oh, like I'm at the pool, I do physical therapy in the pool, and the lady goes, okay, well, I bet you anything she's gonna tell me to do this next, and she does.
It's kind of like a sixth sense.
Yeah, I'll be back.
He can tell things like, if I'm having a conversation. Yes, Ginger. We yes, maybe many past lives. I don't know, but all I know is that, ooh, nightmare. I'm mad at you. I want some Panda Express, bro. Bring me some. I'm in Arizona. Just drop it on. Yeah, shoot. Just drop it on by. I'll catch it. Throw it out the window.
Yeah,
It's amazing what he's been through, and it's amazing he's back. And we thought, for, oh my God, he was going to have such a long road. He's come faster than I thought he would.
I know how Eli feels because I went through it too when I was 7. I wasn't his age, but I was 7 years old when I went through it. It's not like his, but I know how he feels because I was 7 years old when I died and come back,
I think kids
So
remember it differently. I think when you're a child, you don't have the grasp to know all what he doesn't even have. Sometimes he even says, that's a lot. I mean, sometimes he even says, Patty, like, you know what I mean? To think that maybe I seen some shit I shouldn't have
But,
seen and come back to tell about it. Nobody usually does that.
mhm. but can I say
I
something?
might, Tim. You never know. You
Mhm.
never know, Tim. I
See,
might know you.
but you know what? Like, it's sort of like I feel like I'm a different person. Like, I mean, it's me, but I feel like it's different. It feels different. I'm
You
still
are
living
different.
life.
You came through something that had to. You couldn't come back the same. Like, there's no way you could have possibly come back the same.
I'm
No
sorry,
way.
but yeah.
What you want to hear? What?
But you know what? Like, you know how that's the like. I don't know if you guys ever heard the sound of the breathing machine. You know,
Go
like
on. You want to tell the story? You
hold
want to tell the
hold
story?
on, hold on. Okay, well, real quick. I sometimes have to hear because it's familiar. It's comfort. It's stupid, but because it's I'm used to hearing it, and so it's kind of crazy. I know it's stupid, but that's all I know. It's all I can, It's
You
sort
heard
of
it
like
for a month straight.
a phone. It's part of your reality. You know what I mean? Like Vale when she was talking about that chair. Okay, we were at the doctor's office, right? They were working on my braces, right? And then I started talking about something I wasn't supposed to talk about, and I heard the machine, the breathing machine, and Jax heard it, and there was no breathing machines there
Well,
at
I
that.
heard the noise. I said, "Where are you at? Are you in the hospital?" He goes, "No, I'm getting my braces." And I said, "What is that beeping?" He goes, "You can hear that." I'm like, "Yeah, like the machine with breathing for you, up and down, up and down." I heard it. What's up, plugs? And I was
That's
like, "You're not in a hospital." And he even asked the lady, "Is there any machines back there that'll beep?" She goes, "No,
yep.
nothing here beeps. Nothing."
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
When I hear that, my breath goes. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's
No,
familiar.
it's a familiar. Like my ex husband. He was a truck driver. I was on the road with him for almost a month and a half. I couldn't sleep until I heard the sound of the truck. It was a humming. It's something familiar you get used to, and until you're ready to let that part go, if you don't need it anymore, I'm sure you'll have it. But you're
Mhm.
always going to have it, Eli. It's always going to be back here.
It was. Junior says, Yup was in a very bad place and ended up badly. Well, you know what, Junior? It's like, let's say you were like, when I was telling my God, it was sort of like, if, let's say you try to do that, in your life. In that moment, God gives you that chance of, God, forgive me. When you're there, like that guy that died, if he would have said, when he was dying on the floor, and he said, if he would have said, God, forgive me, God, forgive me, 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 if he would have said, when he was dying on the floor and he said, if he would have said, God, forgive me for my sins. Let me in, and let me enter you in my kingdom. God would have let you in there. But I'm just saying that's what I was told.
And just so you guys all know, I mean, there's this common misconception that when you die, you become younger.
No.
No, Eli never changed his age. He still said the same. Now, this is how I can tell you I know this. If you are believers of the Bible and you believe in Jesus and you believe in God, here's my fact checked. So when Jesus was on the cross, he died. When he was resurrected, he came out looking just the same, just his wounds were healed.
Yep.
So I know we don't. We Jesus was a man, so I know we don't go younger. I know we don't get older.
Hmm.
But if you're sick, of course, you have
Yeah.
no more sickness. But you don't get younger. You don't go to your former looking self. None
Mm.
of that happens
You
because
don't.
if it didn't happen to Jesus, it sure the heck ain't gonna happen to us.
Mhm. But you know what? Like I remember how when I sound, I heard the breathing machines. I heard just angels. Like I heard all around me, just like beautiful, like you know what I mean. It was just angels all around me constantly. I always see that cross, the cross of God. You know what I mean? There with me everywhere I went. I knew I was safe. I knew it. I didn't even feel that man was meant to be there. I'm just saying. I
I mean,
always got to.
From what Eli says, and what the guy said, that from what I got from that Eli when I watched that thing that you told me about,
Yeah.
um, either way, you still have a choice. You have a choice. There is no
Yep.
because
Whole picture.
you've done this, you've done that, you're going straight to hell. No, you have a choice. You
See,
can
but
either
but
go or go. There's over this side and this side. You've
you
got to
can't
make your
look,
choice.
look. Let's say I'm dying about it, and I'll say, God forgive me. God forgive me. Come back in my heart, and I'm sorry for my sins. Wash my sins, wash my blood, and my sins. So let's say you don't say that. You're out of luck when you're standing. And I'm just saying, if like some of the experiences when on the channel I was watching, if you're standing. Hold on a second. Hold on.
He does that a lot, doesn't he?
Okay. Um, when you're standing, let's say when you're standing, right? Let's say when there's this one guy, he was saying that he was standing in front of God. There's no way coming back. When you die in your spiritual self, you're gonna go. God will say, "Hey, um, depart from me." You know what I mean? Because when you die in your spiritual form and you're a sinner, you die one. But once you forgive yourself from your sins, you will go to God. You will. God's not going to let a certain person, hold on, let a certain person enter his kingdom and you're going to corrupt others.
Mm-mm.
No, he's going to send you to a place that you deserve. And he knows once you die, you belong at a certain place. It's that knowing of, I deserve this. You know what I mean?
But
Sorry.
I think that guy that when he went where he went, I think God was telling him. I think what I got from that story was what he was saying was God was saying, "Look, this is the choice you have. You can go over to that side and be all about those people, or you can see what I'm offering you. But I want you to see what's on the other side of the table too.
Mhm. It's
You,
sort of
you
like,
yeah, I mean, yeah, you're all your own critics.
uh,
Like he said he didn't believe in God.
mhm.
Didn't believe in God, didn't believe in God, didn't believe in God, didn't believe in God. He got up to God and he's like, well, okay, you don't believe. So let me show you how you will. And then
Ego
he
trip.
went to the other side, which he said that was just as lovely. It had grass and houses and towns, and it was just as nice. Hey, Dom, but in his head the whole time he was saying Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
So when he got done with that, I didn't see part two yet. I have to watch that, Eli. There's a part two. But
Right? Uh-huh.
I guess that's God's way of saying, well, since you really didn't believe me in life, maybe in death I can take you on a walk on this side. And then
Mm-hmm.
you'll see, oh hey, not a bad rap, right? You want to come this way, or you can stay there. I think. Look, God gave us free will. We got free will now. I think
Mm-hmm.
when that happens, there's free will. Then
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to make you do.
Okay,
You have to decide.
it's sort of like this. How I was seeing. Sorry, you go down a straight road. You don't worry about what the people are doing. You just keep on going straight. You know what I mean? Like that's just the main you do it, and y'all guys probably heard that before. You know what I mean? I mean, I
Yes,
was.
it is an illusion, Ginger. It's very much an illusion because,
Yep.
because look, God knows He can get all the people.
Mm-hmm.
He's the man with the plan. But
Mm-hmm.
Satan's like, well, wait a minute. How the hell am I going to get me some people over here? Show him it's just as good on this side, the illusion, as it is there. There's the illusion. It may look just as nice as what God's offering, but there's going to be, I think, once, like Eli, I got out of that. Once that guy made that choice, say if he made that choice not to go with God, I think then it would have turned horrible for him.
Mm-hmm.
They want you. They want to see he, and like you said, the one guy, he kept showing you these cubes.
Yep.
The guy said, I keep seeing all these cubes, and I'd see, like, he saw Hitler being gassed over and over and over again for what he did in the the
Mm-hmm.
concentration camps.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he actually saw Adolf Hitler, which is really crazy. Now, I do not believe that those people ever get a shot to get.
No.
No, they blew that ride. And I don't believe that if you I don't believe you find Jesus in prison if you're a murderer.
Mm-mm.
No. If you kill once, you're going to get out. We're going to let you out. You're going to do it again. Nah, 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 nah.
You know what? I'll tell you this. God, what I heard from other people's prayers, when when you go to heaven, God knows. Okay, let's say someone murdered, right? Okay, and God knows if you enter that person into the kingdom, He's gonna do it.
Oh, he'll do
Or
it again.
if you bring him back to life, he's gonna go kill again in public. So hey, you know where he's going.
Mm-hmm.
So God, that's what I heard. And also, um, like he created the whole universe. You gotta hear that guy. He was just talking about how and everything else, and he was just talking about just like he was saying scripture out of scripture.
Did
He
you watch part
memorized.
two? Did you watch part two?
No, I was gonna watch it.
I know I gotta watch it. Maybe I'll watch it later on. But the part one was just amazing to me. Like he explained it in such great detail. And yes, he was quoting the Bible verbatim. I mean, I'm talking scripture for scripture. He didn't look down. He didn't look at a book. He was like talking. Didn't skip a beat. Didn't skip a beat. And there's lots of people that have, and this is how I feel about death. I mean, if I die, I don't want to know anything Eli saw and come back. That would terrify the shit out of me. And it did him. But
Mhm.
there's a reason why Eli's here. And what reason that is, maybe he doesn't know yet. Maybe it is to help people understand that, look, I don't believe death is the final chapter in life. I don't. I
Mm-mm.
do not. I do not think when you die, it's all over. I think that's another beginning you have. That's another journey you have. Or guess what? We wouldn't have spirits in graveyards talking to us, or we wouldn't have spirits that live in our home. It's not the final chapter. I mean, my grandfather and grandmother are with me every single day. It's not the final chapter. It's just the body is born, the body dies.
It's sort
Where
of
our
like it.
soul goes is the next chapter.
Like it. Eli was a mission by helping others. Thanks, man.
Hmm.
It's like this. Look. Okay. This is what I seen. I mean, and I did a topic about it. Now I've seen it in real life, but it's sort of like there's. Let me see what I see. The reason why I look up, I'm imagining what I see. Okay, there was a line, right? And once you live your life, but once you haven't completed your life journey, you come back until you're reborn over and over again. But not reborn where you wake up as a baby. It's like you have unfinished business in this world and you go. But it's only if you live by Christ. You know what I mean? I mean, me, like legit stop. When I was in the hospital, when I was in the hospital bed, and I was in call friend, they said, "Here, put your phone down." I put it down, and I said, "God, let me into your kingdom. I know I did a lot of things wrong, but please forgive me. I said and did so many things. I'm sorry, but I said it in my mind because I couldn't breathe. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that it was visions how I was gonna be, and I was gonna constantly live there like that. And that's the loneliest existence anyone could ever live.
I mean, think about it. They said Christ died for our sins. So if he did, then when it's time to, meet the maker, I'm sure he's not gonna go up. Hey, by the way, you done stole $5 from that lady's wallet. Wait a minute, hold on. He died to forgive our sins, but that doesn't mean you get to go around thieving and lying and murdering and all that stuff, and it's gonna
Because he
forgive you.
knows.
No,
Because he
little
knows.
things
Yep.
like white lies, little things.
Because he knows.
For
He
real, Ron, for real.
if he knows that if he knows your future, God knows everything. If he know, like I told you a minute ago, if he knows that you're gonna come to Earth and murder or kill someone or drop again, and you're just saying, God, I'm not gonna do that no more.
Bullshit.
Anybody says that,
He knows. I don't buy that shit. I don't buy that shit. Like oh, I found Christ and I found God in prison. Fine, great, stay there. You ain't getting out.
I,
Like Charles Manson's not going the same place we're going. Jeffrey Dahmer's not going to go the same place we're going. You have free will. Choice is the most powerful tool we have. It is, and I think
know.
in death you have free will too. You
I,
have to have it because it'll upset the balance if you don't. Not everybody can shoot up. There's got to be what I say. What if I die and I get there and I'm like, I could go up there and just have a pretty good life, but I could be over here and just get away with some little bit of shit. You got it's a really think about it. If you mentally think about it, it's got to be a really fucking tough choice. Do I want to go up there and just be like, I can't curse, I can't do nothing, or do I want to go over here where I can say fuck every once in a while?
It's like this when you don't talk. It's all mental. Your eyes, you're seeing everything. You're not saying there, oh my god, oh my god. Okay. I was watching this one paranormal show. I'm not gonna say any names, but he was saying, well, me and my friend were gonna joke around to see how it feels to float. You know what I mean? And everything else and lifting. I was like, bitch, you're not worried about that. And you had a near death experience and you know
No,
how it feels to be dead? Don't you go there. You don't sit there and make fun of them people fucking that are suffering when they're dead. You
that
know
is
what
true.
I'm saying?
Predestination is a myth. I mean, just because you've lived a good life and you've
Mm-hmm.
done everything you could and you've sinned a little bit, I don't think that God's going to go, well, yeah. But if you sinned a lot more than you should have, and you knew you shouldn't at the moment in time, and it comes time where it's going for your next journey, you
Mm-hmm.
may want to think about it.
Like this person that died was one of those cubes. Old lady, man. She was in the PTA. Remember that story about the guy?
Yep, yep,
She was in the PTA and everything.
yep.
She was nice. You know what? If you treated your grandkids like shit and everything else,
Well, no, she was
yeah,
great. She was part of the
yeah,
PTA. She was a
yeah,
brownie leader. She was all
yeah,
this stuff. But behind
yeah.
closed doors, she beat the shit out of her grandkids.
She goes. She molded his kid. She molded the kids and said, "You're gonna be like this in life." You know what I mean? Remember? But you know what? You can't just buy fresh flowers and put them over your house, and help the needy and everything. And think you get a free fucking thing, a free free
Free
passage to
pass.
heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. You got to repent yourself. You got to treat people like you want to be treated.
In all eyes and all eyes upon her, she was the best woman ever. She never committed anything, but behind closed doors, she was a monster.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think people like that get to go anywhere except for look. I have a theory. I have a theory. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Look, when we have children, okay,
Mm-hmm.
they got their asses warmed. Of course they did. They were spankings, but after I spanked them and they were done crying, I used to go and say, "Do you know why mommy spanked you? Because I love you and I don't want you to do bad things like that." Now
Mm-hmm.
that's warming an ass. But if you're gonna take a belt and repeatedly beat the shit out of your child,
No
listen
reason.
here, you ain't going nowhere but down.
Mm-hmm.
Children do not look. There's so many stories of child abuse. So many stories. How you beat a baby? How you think because you die you're gonna go to heaven, bro? No, no, they got a special place for you, motherfucker, and it's a cube over and over and getting your head hit.
Mm-hmm. And they will. You know what? They will. That like that one lady. There was a man. She was standing from a tree, and there was like it was worms, like, and she was thirsty. She put her hand in the river, and it was just
Sand.
yeah, sand. She even went
It's
in
a
the house,
mirage.
like this would. I mean, she went in and she goes, "I'm home." Oh my
Mm-mm.
god! And all of a sudden, everything
Mm-mm.
attacks her. I mean, the whole your soul for was demon.
You know what? I kind of think that life and death. I kind of think I don't know if anybody's in the chat has seen the movie What Dreams May Come.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Yeah.
And the children die in a tragic car accident,
Hmm.
and then the father died shortly after, and then the mother could not take the bear of not having her children or her husband, and she
Hmm.
committed suicide. Now, can something like that possibly happen? I think if two people love each other enough, because they
Hmm.
say when you go to hell, once you're there, you're there. You don't
Yep.
think of anything else, you're there. But I do think in real, I mean, I think about it. If you love your spouse or love that person enough, I think you could pull them out of damn near anything. I do. I
Hmm.
do. And you know, and they said that in the movie, the things were getting dark and dark and dark. I
Hmm.
think your own personal heaven is what you want it to be.
Hmm.
I don't think that we're floating on clouds up there with angels and playing harps. That's ludicrous. But I
And I
think some suicides may be forgiven, but are they forgiven? I don't know. We don't know. We really don't know until I mean, some can be. It could be because,
it's sort of
they were
no. Look,
forced to
look.
do
Hold
it.
on, hold on. Like I said, mental health people
Hmm.
well, are forgiven because they don't know what they do. Okay, but let's say you're hanging from a closet, whatever. Okay, if they say God forgive me for everything, I mean, they got to mean it, and then they go, God forgives them. Okay, because everything they're going on, everything was going through their mind. But I say it like this, like
But it got very, very
all the
dark, and then you turn around, and then there's
yep,
light.
yep, paranormal investigators, right? They go in there and they say, "Oh my God, there's something evil there." No, it's something mimicking them.
Mhm. I don't believe children stay behind to haunt places. I
No,
think children are
no,
innocent.
yep,
And once they go through something traumatic or when they die, I think they're taken home to where they are needed and wanted and loved.
yep.
I don't think that they have to stay there and relive it over and over and over again. And I do think if you do get a picture of a child, that's a spirit mimicking the child.
Hmm.
So the parents that are forced to live their own personal hell over and over and over again after killing their children, they get
Hmm.
to see the faces of their children over and over again in
Let's
their own
say,
little personal
let's say,
hell.
let's say they get electrocuted in the chair. They go back to that place, and hey, they're consumed by it. They're reliving it. That's also when we're interviewing Hawk, we're trying to tell him that, you know what I mean? And I was told by many that shared my experience that was telling me that what they seen. You know what I mean? Like what God showed them. You know what I mean? And I mean I'm not gonna throw the Bible at y'all guys tonight because you know what? There's a lot of passages, Some child will stay here because they're looking for someone.
That's possible. Yes,
Oh
looking
yeah.
for someone,
Look
but
at
I don't
every
think they're reliving pain every
no,
single day, though.
no.
Though,
Everywhere, every spirit is different.
because
My
I
def
have a child here.
Yep.
Eli's
Every
seen him.
every spirit is different. Okay.
Hmm.
My experience is different. I have two different views. That's what I was told. Okay. Preach, brother. I'm sorry. No, I don't mean to.
Pastor Eli, we're gonna get the Book of Eli.
Hmm.
Hey, there is already Book of Eli. Part two's coming out now.
I
Right
know,
there.
right?
It would take a lot for us to write all this stuff down because there's a lot he can't
There's,
say. I mean,
there's,
there's some
even.
things he shouldn't say. Like we've talked about it, but I look at it this way, and somebody else had mentioned how it looks. Everybody is on their set path in life. Okay, when you get a certain age, you're like, okay, this is my path. And this one I'm taking all the way out. If he were to say something to someone that says, "Hey, by the way, I saw this for you," that would
Mhm.
alter their path, and that's not his. That's not up for him to do.
Look. I could tell you what the people were wearing in that place. I could go on for hours and tell you what. Look at when you see a spirit that has passed away. They're not ghosts. They're actually like me seeing you, me talking to
Mhm.
you. It's not. It's not. Man, I tell you, man. It's look at
It's not final, bro. It's not final.
I see my body in the hospital. I see my body on one of those cold tables. When they were zipping me up. Like I mean, I seen it
Zipping
all.
you up.
Because you know what? The reason why they leave that little thing in there is because they're worried. They leave it in there because um they think that it's gonna seep out. You know what I mean? Like your body, it's gonna open up wide. But sometimes in hospitals they can take it out.
And you know what? That's funny, Ginger. You say that because my mom lost her parents a long time ago. My I was 8 when my papa died, and I was 15 when my nana died. So Daniel was 3.
Exactly.
Daniel was 3 years
And
old. His dad died. Okay. 3-year-old cannot comprehend the death of what happened. So he would say to my mom, Mimi, it's okay. My daddy and your daddy are in heaven together. That was the first time, and I swear, my mom could ever talk about her parents is with my grandson. Every time she'd talk about it, she'd bawl crying, just start crying about her parents. Now she can talk about them from what a 3-year-old little boy. You know, a 3-year my grandson says, Mimi, don't worry. They're in heaven together. They're up there having a talk. They're, my daddy's up there working on cars, and and your daddy's up there helping him. This 3-year-old little boy was able to my mom was able to talk about the death of her parents in maybe 40 years. He talked to a bishop of our church, and he just says how this little boy has so much just love and openness to tell people it's okay. My daddy died, but he's in heaven. He had a bad heart. He'd go up to people in the store and go, is that your daddy? And the kids will say, well, yeah. Around his age, he goes, oh, my daddy died. He had a bad heart. People were crying sometimes when they go up to him, and she goes, how is he? He just could. The light in that little boy was able to make my mom be able to talk about her parents. And I've never heard my mom be able to talk about her parents without crying. And I think that the death of his dad helped my mom talk about the death of her dad. And like I said, that was a long time ago. I'm 50, my mom's 70, and my grandpa died when I was 8. So that was a long time ago. My mom could
read
still
private
not talk
chat.
about it. Read private chat.
I'm just going through a lot right now emotionally. So let's get off in 20 minutes.
Shut up, Patty. Oh yeah, I am too, bro. Every time we talk about it, I get drained. Every time we talk about it, I can feel the weight on my shoulders every time we talk about it. But look, I do not think that death is our final stage,
No, it's not.
or we wouldn't be able to do what we do today. We wouldn't be able to go out and investigate places and get spiritual voices on the Necrophonic app or through a digital voice recorder. We wouldn't be able to get that. If death was final, y'all, we'd be out of business. Okay? There'd be no ghost hunting. There'd be nothing. Nope. That was it. How boring was that? How boring is that? I don't believe, my mom says, oh, mom. My mom says, Jackie, death is final. It's not
I
final.
believe so. Maybe even all spirits are
Stuck.
stuck here until judgment. Yes, it is. I think that it's just like
No, you're good, Ginger. You're good.
it's sort of like I said about residual. You know what I mean? God has to save them. We can't. You know what I mean? Everybody is stuck in a spiritual form when they die. It could mean like attachments. Someone's attached to a bike or whatever. Like they don't want to be judged, so God is gonna come back to them. If they don't repent, then boom, they're gone. God knows. God already knows if they repented or not or what they did. Right? Thank you. Thanks, bro.
Yo, Anthony, what's up, my
Thank you,
nephew?
Tim.
What's up? I
There goes
mean,
your question. I don't know if I answered it right or not, but
I don't know, Ginger. You may have, and I don't know. I don't know if I've never seen anybody
hey,
cross anybody over, so
HK.
I don't know. I believe you,
Yeah, I
but
believe
I've
too.
never seen anybody cross anybody over. So I mean,
Every spirit is
but
different.
I figure, but this is how I look at it. If why, how do I say this? Crossover to where?
Yeah.
If death is not final, and we see spirits cross over to where?
Mm-hmm. You
Where do
don't
they
know where.
cross over to?
You don't know if you cross them over to what place.
Purgatory? Anywhere. We
Yeah.
don't know where we cross over
The
to.
white light is. It can mean anywhere. Hard to explain. It is hard to explain. I can't. It can't say that because I don't know about that.
I mean, God, if we had the answers, we wouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
doing this. We really wouldn't be doing this. We wouldn't be investigating, houses, or we wouldn't be talking to spirits, or, it's there. I don't believe that you can. I don't believe anybody can cross over to a light because look, I've talked to many people with near death experiences, like Eli's. They've not seen a light.
No, I seen the house. I seen my family. I seen my whole body on the bed. I seen hospital. I seen the doctors that I see now. As like my physical therapy person, I work with her sometimes, and I never seen her in my life, and she was there. How? I don't know if it was her dreams. Cause she had told me, she goes, "I swear I know you from somewhere." And where? I don't know what she's talking about. I know, but how did I know she would want to be a doctor at one time? But she chose to do that instead, physical therapy. How did I know that? I don't know. I told her that. You know what I mean? And there was this one guy. He goes, I believe you. He goes. There's a
Oh,
lot
we
of people
believe you
with
about that, Patty. We
experiences.
know you can. We know you can.
I'm about
Yes,
to get off.
it's like your camera. You see people. You do, but like Eli said, Eli still has questions. He still thinks, "Hey, Jax, is that you think I could have saw that?" I'm like,
It,
I don't know,
yo,
bro. I don't know.
I
Anything's
say it like this.
possible.
I say it like this. What was it? What was it?
Get
Like,
really, what was it like? What did
what
you
was it?
see? And you second guess some things because you're
Yeah.
like,
Is it just?
how?
Is it just? Look, I think you know how you dream at night, right? And you wake up, right? And then you sleep, you wake up. Are those just the dreams that you just can't wake up because you're in medically induced coma still? Are those the dreams you can't wake up from your regular dreams? What is it?
Or you've seen something and you're like, wait a minute, could I
Yeah,
really have seen
yeah,
that? And is that
yeah,
possible that I could have seen something look like that? You never know.
yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
million questions and then probably never enough answers.
Well,
I
guys,
don't
I'm
think
gonna.
anybody will get all the answers. Dom, I
Well,
don't think anybody will, but one day, maybe one day, after children's
mm-hmm,
generations and generations,
mm-hmm,
someone will get it right, and then they'll come to us in the spirit
mm-hmm.
world and go, "Ha, figured it out."
Exactly. Well, guys, I'm gonna hop off here. I'm so drained, and Patty, thank you for having me up. I mean, um, oh, she's there.
Patricia,
You're
Trisha,
welcome, Eli. I thank
check
you
your
for coming up
battery,
here and
Alma.
sharing your
Check your
story.
battery.
no problem. And you know, I'll say it like this. You know, God is love, and thank you for believing in our journey. I appreciate it. So,
You did well. Eli, this was your best one yet.
yep,
Last time you had issues talking about it, you were like,
it did. It did.
now you're like, blah, 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 blah.
Thanks, Double D.
But I think the more you talk about it,
Mm-hmm.
the better you feel because
Yeah.
you got a lot of stuff to get
Thank
out
you, Randy.
sometimes.
Good night.
Good
Good night,
night, Eli.
everybody.
Good night. Thank you, Nightmare. Thank you. If we could talk about more when I do a hangout stream, if you guys want, if you have any more questions. So,
Yeah, we do hangout streams. Well, meets, Google Meets. We get a little more in depth there, people.
yeah.
Good
Night,
night,
Patty.
Patty. Good
Good
night,
night.
Tim. Good night,
Night.
Dom. Much love,
All right, guys.
everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Patty, you gonna end it or you gonna keep it up?
I'm gonna keep it up.
All right. I love you. I'm gonna go get some sleep. I'm tired.
Me
But I
too.
love you
All right,
all.
love
And
y'all.
I will talk to y'all tomorrow.
Much love.
Bye.
Bye bye.
All right, Patty, I love you.
I love you too.
That went well. I can tell you it went well because let me tell you, there's a lot of people in here and they've seen his story once or twice, or he said more with you than you did with anybody else. And that's because he's comfortable.
Yeah.
And he knows you're not going to ask him the questions that he cannot seem to answer. Good night, David.
Good night.
But I love you and I'll talk to you in the morning.
All right.
Be nice, bitch. All right. Don't get in no trouble tonight, neither. I know you. I know you. All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Bye.
All right, guys. You don't have to get off here. I'm not going anywhere unless you don't want to be here. You know what I mean? But that was a good interview. Anybody had any question? for me or anything? Yeah, I knew about Eli. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's why I'm glad. That's why I did the interview, because I knew about it, but I wanted him to, speak out and tell the whole world. You know what I mean? But I know exactly how he feels. I went through it too. Not similar like his, but I was 7 years old when I went through it, so I know what it's like. Yeah, it's still going on. I ain't going nowhere. But if anyone wants to come up here, honestly, I don't even know if I don't even know if I know how to do it now. Uh, I still don't know how to do it on my computer. I still don't know how to work it on my computer to get my link in there. But anyway, yeah, but I know what it's like. I was 7 years old when I died. I'm so glad they brought me back, though. Yes, Double D, goat balls. And Purple Lion said turkey balls. What is it? Goat ball, turkey ball, lion ball, what? I want to thank everybody for the donation tonight, too, guys. It will work this way. I just don't know how to do it. I'm about to have Jackie drop the link in there. Jackie, if you're still listening, can you put the link in for me? Somebody? I'm about to send it to Purple Crown so she can put it in here. I mean, Purple Lion. Yeah, my son has my phone, so I sent it to Laura. Laura, can you put that in here for me? Anyway, guys, that was a good interview. I mean, that was really a blessing. That's why I did that, because, you know what I mean? It's good to hear stuff like that. Eli's my buddy. I want to thank everybody for the donations, too. And everybody that come in, you guys are a blessing. Okay, guys, there's my stream yard. If anybody wants to come up. That was a really good one. I mean, I really appreciate Eli coming up here doing that. Yes, he is. He definitely is the man. And you guys are so sweet for donating money to my channel. You didn't have to, but I appreciate it. Nightmare, you too. Damn, Purple Crown's in the house. Damn,
Purple
Tim's in the
Lion.
house.
Purple
I mean,
Lion.
Purple Lion. Oh my God.
Roar.
I gotta get used to that shit.
I know.
Hi, Purple.
What?
Wow, Gabriel, you guys can help.
I'm used to Purple Crown, not Purple.
Tia, I'm on live.
You did a great job there, sis.
Yeah, you did.
I appreciate it.
Well, I've been criticized from past people not in this chat, not in this community. That's why, I find you guys not just good friends, but family. And what happened about a year and a half ago, hey, Hunting.
Hey, Nightmare, I love you too. Thank you for the donation, Bob.
Yeah, I was criticized for saying that I'm joining, that I'm a on. No, I have had that experience, and like you, I died on the table as a child. I was in the hospital more than I was home before I was 5 years.
Yeah.
And I died at 5. The place that I went to was nice. I can't remember, the exact details of the place, but I do recognize that I had family around me. And someone got my attention, and it was like a grandfatherly figure, but I couldn't quite see his face because it was so bright. And you can guess who that was. And he says, "You're too young. It's not your time." And I was sent back. And it's the case where, I know it was true. I know it was not an imagination or delirium or something like this. Haunting, have you ever had an experience like that?
I had many of them. I had a lot. It all started in my room over here next to me. I was watching a movie, one of my cartoon shows or whatever, and not to mention it was pretty dark. My light was off and everything was sitting on the. I had a couch back then. It was like a couch bed. I forgot what I call them, but it was like a little bed you make at the couch. I was sitting on there. I was watching TV. Now I was like 10 years old, maybe 10 or 9. I don't know. And in the corner by the closet, I seen like a little white figurely shadow. It was. I think it was one of my great grandma that was in my room. It was really weird. She was standing there. I went to go towards the corner, and she disappeared right afterwards. And I was like, okay.
How old were you?
Like I said, I think I was like 10 or 9 years old.
Okay.
In that room. I've been in that room for almost half of my life in there. And I'm in here.
And how did it affect you when you came back?
That is weirdly. It was crazy.
Maggie, take it, move that.
It's an overwhelming experience for many.
It was, and when I go back in that, my little cousin that is in that room. I go in there anytime, and I turn my back in that corner, and I'm thinking, I wonder if she'll pop up again. I always think that. Hi, Mama. You look like me.
There's Sister Flirty Eyes right there.
You look, yeah, you look like me. Or should I say I look like her?
Hey,
Either way, it's still the
I
same.
watched that movie Duck Tunnel. Oh my God, that is
Was
insane.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was that
That
off the
place is
chain?
off the hook.
Mm-hmm.
When Waverly Hills Sanatorium. Oh my God, I've never seen so many people get tortured in my life.
Yeah.
And then they
Omar
had
said,
that TB. They got TB and they had to wear a necklace when they got infected. They were
Mm-hmm.
tortured and
ooh,
everything. And then they ended up going down
Om-
to the tunnel.
Yeah.
Omar said something about in the video where he went there that the place used to be, it was what was a fourth floor that used to be tormented, like locked up in the cage and the up there or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But that's on the fourth floor. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I still
I
could
knew
not wait. I could not wait to go to that Waverly Hills Sanatorium. That
Yeah.
place was so
me
sad.
too. I got
Laura.
a feeling I got a feeling my mom's gonna go crazy when she enters that hospital, man.
Especially what happened on the fifth floor with that
Yep.
Yeah,
nurse. Oh my God.
yeah. That nurse was hanging up out the stairs.
That was
Oh, Lord
crazy.
Jesus, Lord Jesus.
I've
The
never, you know
intervention.
what was sad about the whole damn thing? It's
What's
not,
that?
it's the kids too, man. The kids got tortured, and you know what I mean? And just because they had TB, they treated them
Mm-hmm.
like shit.
They were abused. Yes.
They were tortured. They were made to do things, and it just, my
I
goodness
watched that
gracious.
whole movie, and I tell you what, I cried, and I cried. I was like, holy shit, that is awful.
Laura,
And
would you like to go to?
even though that movie is based on true events, and it's true, I,
Well, yeah, it is a true story.
yeah, and I'm like, oh my goodness gracious. No wonder
Mm-hmm.
that place is too freaking expensive to
No wonder
investigate.
why it's freaking haunted bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's too expensive as hell too. No wonder.
Tim,
Mm-hmm.
thank you for telling me about that movie.
You're welcome.
I'm about to watch it. I forgot to watch it last night. I'm gonna
I
watch
did
it
watch it
today.
as soon as I got off my live.
Laura,
I must have went to bed afterwards.
oh, you did?
Yeah, I was too tired or something. I fell asleep as soon as I got off.
Oh, I didn't. I watched it. I stayed up all night watching it.
Well, let me ask you, Anthony.
It's usually what I do, but it was
Go ahead,
weird.
Tim.
I was going to ask Anthony, based on your fandom in horror, okay, who do you think makes a better horror movie? Do you think Wes Craven or Rob Zombie?
Ooh, that's a good
Rob
question.
Zombie makes good movies. Yeah, Rob Zombie
Rob
makes scary
Zombie,
movies.
Ron Zombie, he made that Halloween, man. I
Yeah,
never
he's
watched that
good.
again.
Hey,
Even
ain't
though it
Rob
was
Zombie
good,
the one that made 1,000 Corpse?
Yes.
yeah, I think
Yeah, he's good.
Yep. He also did The Devil's
Wes
Rejects.
Craven, Wes Craven is good because I've seen Nightmare on Elm Street, but he's okay. He's all right.
Nah, I think Rob Zombie's good.
Uh,
Wes Craven made Freddy Krueger's movie, and I like it, but he's not. Ron Zombie is my number one top list.
I won't. I don't like watching his movies though, but I think they're good.
well, it's being
Yeah.
filmed right now. Rob Zombie is over in Hungary, and he's filming The Munsters.
Oh yeah.
So, can you imagine his version of The Munsters?
I tell you.
I'm sorry, guys, Tim. I've never seen a movie so horrible, so sad.
And realistic.
I mean, it was just, it was so sad. I cried because I don't understand why that doctor, you know what I mean? Just because they had TB doesn't mean he had to treat them like shit.
Yeah.
I mean, and then on top of that, he'll take them in a tunnel. That,
Mhm.
yeah, that shit ain't cool.
Well, we had a
Hell no.
similar
Hell no.
situation in Iowa. The Iowa State Asylum is a farm. It's now a school, considered a prison. It used to house developmentally disabled people. People.
Right.
Yeah, I heard about that.
That was crazy.
Yeah. And Laura, do you remember the story about what went on at that point?
At what place?
At
At
the
what
Iowa
place?
State Asylum? That's that
I
farm
don't
that
even know
was
where that
abusing
is.
the mentally challenged. It was down around Algona,
I have no.
southwest central Iowa.
Nope, I didn't hear about it.
Oh
Uh,
no.
about 30 years ago is when they shut it down because they were using basically slave labor. They were forcing the DD kids to work 16 hours, eat very little, if at all, and they were severely punished if they got out of line. And you can
Jeez.
imagine what they did to the kids.
Huh.
And when they were caught, very few ended up, for the staff, ended up going to jail.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was like 1992, 93, right in there.
Oh, I was still in like junior high.
I wasn't
Oh,
even born.
yeah.
I was still young.
I wasn't even a kid.
Well, I was about your age, Anthony.
Damn.
So, it's been several years, but it still carries a big stigma. Iowa State Penitentiary has the same reputation. Fort Madison, Laura.
Uh-uh.
Oh, watch Lockdown. The MSNBC documentary series, and they show an extensive look at the Iowa State Pen.
Oh, wow.
It's the oldest operating state penitentiary in the country.
Huh.
The buildings are over 150 years old.
I know in God,
Fort
where's it at?
Madison.
No. It's somewhere else. It's on the other side of Iowa City.
I know the one you're talking about.
There's a prison over there because I know it's one of the top 10 scariest prisons in the world.
You talking Anamosa?
No, not Anamosa. Mount Pleasant?
Yeah.
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 Because my daughter's dad was there. And he
Okay.
said that you would see like orbs circling in circles in the corners and stuff. And they would have dogs there. You know how they have, some prisons have dogs for training and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes he said the dogs wouldn't even go down certain hallways.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, guys. When you look at a story like Eli's, if you look at a story like Patty's, myself, each individual, we came out different. I should have been dead. Okay, I should never have lived. Okay, and when I was being raised by my stepfather, I was made to feel the outsider, the odd man out, if you will. If you remember the old saying, "I'll beat you like a red-haired stepchild,"
Mm-hmm.
I was that kid.
Yeah.
Okay, and so it's a case where going through that kind of experience, do I stay mad at the world? Do I stay mad at my stepfather? No, I ended up forgiving him.
Right.
Because in his old age, he just passed away about 2 years ago. But in his old age, he realized that I was one of the only people in his family that gave a crap about him, And he, with tears in his eyes, he was in the hospital at the time. He ended up having it's a long story, but he ended up having a benign tumor the size of an apple taken out of the front of his forehead. And he's sitting there with the zipper up his skull, and he says, "You're the only person that's come over to visit me."
Yeah.
And he came to realize that he raised me right. Okay. Or I should say, despite the bad stuff, he ended up raising me right.
Yeah.
And we, I forgave him and we became very good friends.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing where, like Eli says, you come out with such energy and such information. It's almost like an overload, you know.
Yeah.
Anthony, have you ever been in a rock concert where you can't hear yourself think?
Yeah.
All right. I was at a Linkin Park concert a few years ago. Okay. Great. It was 311, Toto, Tool, Cold, and Linkin Park was the headliner. And I saw a 600-pound man, okay, get lifted and float around the mosh pit.
Come on.
Okay.
I can't
That
look. The
man,
Maggie's right here.
that man was so happy
Turn that lamp on and turn this one off.
until the tidal wave of arms ended up shoving
No,
him
still turn it off.
over the fence and took out part of the stage.
Ooh.
About 30 people went with him.
Now, I don't mean to cut you off, but my laptop's going dead. But I
Oh,
appreciate y'all coming in, and thanks for the donation and the love and
okay.
support. Bam! I love you all, and if you have not subscribed yet, please do that. Give a thumbs up, and you know what I mean. Oh, and guys, also, we're still looking for that 1,000 likes on my Moon Tunnel video or my live, the other one, to go back to a overnight
We're gonna go
challenge.
to bed, Maggie. I'm done.
Yep.
Okay.
But I love you all, and bam, be safe. Nightmare, love you. Randy, love you.
God bless
Kim,
everybody.
Laura, Anthony, bam, 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 bam.
All right, guys.
Good night.
I love
Good
y'all.
night. Love y'all.
All right, guys.
Bye. All right, son, I love you. All right, guys, like I said, thank you for coming. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Thank you for being my OGs. And thank you for the donation. You didn't have to, but I appreciate that. And I am going to a location this Saturday, if it's warm, it's supposed to be warm, to make another video. Soon I'll be moving to Pennsylvania. So, everybody, thanks for being here and part of my life. AAP, Bam, thank you for helping me with that, get my modification. I love you all, and I will see you again soon. And be safe. Give this live a thumbs up. Share it out if you want, whatever. I just, mwah. I love y'all.